live. Hello, everybody. How's it going today? So, I want to do a live stream from home. I got my camera set up a little bit better, got the good lens on it, and I want to go over a couple things first. So, without showing you guys people's addresses, these are the mail. This is the stickers we've done. Not everybody that actually won sent me a thing. So not everybody that actually won sent us their address. So I have it saved, but I'm also not going to chase people down to give them a free sticker. So if you guys won the stickers, you need to go ahead and make sure you email us dglstickers@gmail.com. dglstickers@gmail.com. Also, I'm going to pop the center out of this. If you guys want a sticker, one WON, these are the stickers you're getting. They're about 7.5 inches long, and I think they're about 3.5, 4 inches wide. So these are the stickers we're doing. Echo. Is Echo pretty bad?
Oh, it is. There we go. Testing. Is that better? Echo, echo. I think we're good. Gregory says echo, echo. Hello, hello. I think damn, we got a lot of people up in here. Is it better? 1, 2, testing 1, 2, 3, testing 1, 2, 3. Is echo gone? Okay, are we better? Echo is better. Okay. Damn, we got a lot of people up in here. Okay, so we're gonna let people come on in here. I want to do a couple things. So I'm reading the chat over here. We are only live on YouTube tonight. Yeah, I didn't realize that. So this video capture card that I'm using actually does sound on the computer, and I was not trying to do sound. So right here, this is Mary Chapman Daley. It talks about detainment, suspicions surrounding her son Luke Daley in the Nancy Guthrie case. This is about 2 weeks old, but I myself have not watched it yet. We can turn this down. Let's see. There we go. But I have not watched it yet. So more volume on my end. You want more volume? There we go. Oh, there we go. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Are we good? So that's what we need to talk about. When is Dad's on live? Going back to Tucson. I plan to go to Tucson Friday night. I plan to leave Tucson to go to Tucson on Friday night. So I want to go over this video right here. You guys, are we still quiet? Here, let me fix this. Let me see what I can do here. Volume settings. Let me see what I can do here. Volume. There we go. Oh, it's already up. I just have to speak up. I guess I can yell. Are we better? Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why it's so quiet right now, but let me see if I can fix it. Properties. Yeah, that's about all I can do. As loud as it can go. There we go. No, we're good. Okay. So let's talk about a couple things. Stickers. We have about 18 to 20 people that actually emailed me, the actual winners. Just because you email me, it doesn't mean you're a winner. You have to actually be a winner through Streamlabs. Basically, you do ! raffle, and then if the thing actually picks you, you can do this. It'll say your name, and I will announce it in the chat. There was like 7 or 8 people that did not email me. If you did not email me for a free sticker, I don't know what to tell you, because you're missing out on not only a Nancy sticker, but I'm mailing you out a Dad's on Live sticker. So we're giving out 2 stickers to every person that wins. And this is free of charge. I have a whole pile of them. These are bumper stickers. They're actual bumper stickers. And then I have 100 of my Dad's on Live. I'm going to give out like maybe another 20 more to mail. And then the rest I'm going to try to give out in person. So that'll make it like 50 or 60 that I mailed. And the rest I'm going to do in person. CNN and Daley was out at Nancy's today. Oh, wow. Oh, Daily Mail. There's nothing going on there because I want to go. I want to go over the weekend. So let's go over this interview real quick. If you guys haven't already done, damn, we got 900 people and 200 likes.
Yes. You were Nancy Guthrie's.
Can you guys hear this just fine or no?
pretty close by.
I didn't realize that.
You didn't know that?
No.
So did you not know
I
Nancy?
knew it after everything happened.
So she didn't know that she lived 2.2 miles away from Nancy's house. The most direct route is 2.2 miles.
But otherwise, who'd heard of her?
You hadn't met her?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. So you hear that she is abducted. She goes missing. And I assume your first thought when you hear this is, oh my gosh, this is crazy and it's nearby. Were
agree.
you following the story, following the case?
Totally. At that point, to see if they could ever find her, And, Savannah grew up in Arizona and, her family, and we watch her on TV, so it's sort of like, she comes into our living room and tells us what's going on.
So it sounds to me like we watch her on our TV. She already knows who Nancy is. She already knows who Savannah is. She's seen Nancy I'm assuming she's seen Nancy on the Today Show with Savannah like millions of other people have. So she already knows. She didn't realize how close she lives to her.
So it's, it's
Interesting.
very emotional for me. I mean, I'm old and I'm not used to this kind of stuff at all, but I have a lot of empathy and pray. I don't have a lot of hope but that the family continues on and it's, huge loss for all of us, actually.
Oh, it completely affects the community, a community you're part of.
It does affect the
So when you
community.
first start hearing about it, I imagine there's
agree.
a lot of upset and fear, concern.
Yes.
So she denied
And
knowing that
they
she
were
lived down the
searching,
street.
I live on this street, and then they were searching a street a little closer and a little farther out, and, it's just weird to have these people standing in front of my house wanting
Hi,
to
guys.
talk, mostly news people wanting to.
Hi.
Yeah, the media don't.
I didn't talk to those people at all. We just,
So tell me what happened when this all ends up at your home. Your home ends up becoming part of this story.
yeah, well,
That's wild,
people
right?
were coming to the door and I wasn't necessarily answering it. They might not have even had a camera or anything. And then this one, late afternoon when they came in the big SWAT vehicles, pulled into my driveway.
Wow.
And said they wanted to, they wanted to see anything that could link anything. I said, well, yeah, go ahead.
So that's something I would have said no. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm innocent. I didn't do it. I have nothing to do with this case. But if you just showed up to my house with a SWAT team wanting to search my freaking house, I would say no, because I know how bad you guys tear these houses apart. Show me the warrant. I would say, show me the warrant. And whether you're guilty or not, I would expect you to ask for a warrant. Because I want to say, and I'm going to foreshadow here. I'm going to predict. She's going to say here in a little bit that they tore her house up. Watch. How much you want to bet?
So they were there for about 6 hours. And I was in the SWAT vehicle, and they went through my house and went through everything and tore everything, broke my... If the door was locked, they would break it open to go see what was in there. There really wasn't anything in there, but, it was pretty upsetting.
Well, and it's one thing to come to you and say, do you have any video or anything like that? It's another to detain you and search your house with a search warrant. Did they tell you why?
I guess I assumed, because I lived close by or something, but I just said I'd do anything if we could find some clues that might help, but I don't think there's going to be anything in here, but go ahead and look. I didn't say you can't look. I didn't even think. It was kind of, late in the day. I'm so sorry.
So she said, go ahead and look. It's kind of late in the day. I'm not I don't think the mom, I think that if Luke is guilty, I don't think the mom knows anything. I'm just going to say that. I think it's safe to say, yeah, let's get those likes up, guys. I'm going to say this. If Luke is guilty, I don't think the mom knows that he's guilty.
I'll turn that off. I get a lot of phone calls now. a lot of messages from people. How are you doing, Mary? Going to Phoenix to be.
Hey, Mary, Dad's on live, keeps on driving past your house. I think I just lost my spot.
You know, they wanted to see anything they could, tore everything, broke my, if it could link anything. I said, well, yeah, go ahead. I mean, so
Sorry,
they were there for
I
about
messed up.
6 hours. And
I clicked on this when I was trying to pause it. But yeah, she's like, hey, Mary, did you know Dad's gone live, drove past your house 12 times last night to see if there's any more FBI at your house?
and I was in the SWAT vehicle, and they went through my house and went through everything and tore everything, broke my, if a door was locked, they would break it open to go see what was in there.
Oh,
There
wow.
really wasn't anything in there, but you know, it was pretty upsetting.
Well, and it's one thing to come to you and say, do you have any video or anything like that? It's another to detain you and search your house with a search warrant. Did they tell you why?
Hold on.
I guess I had.
I want to know why. I'm just saying, I want to know why. I don't think they actually told her why, and I'm very interested to see what she says right here. But I want to know. I have to stop and talk about it every time, otherwise I get a copyright. So this is how you can show things without getting a copyright. This right here will go under the Fair Use Act.
I assumed, because I lived close by or something, but I just said I'd do anything to, if we could find some clues that might help, but I don't think there's going to be anything in here, but go ahead and look. I mean, I didn't say you can't look. I didn't even think. It was kind of, late in the day. I'm so sorry. I'll turn that off. I get a lot of phone calls now, a lot of messages from people. How are you doing, Mary?
Yeah, it does that to me too, Crimes. But yeah, I'm kind of curious. I want to see why they were interested in Luke. Did Kayla kind of say something about Luke? Was she trying to make it look like Luke was guilty? Was Luke actually guilty? Is Luke guilty? There's been a media silence from the sheriff. I've been told by several people that when there's a media silence, it's because they're about to make a move. Are they about to make a move? I'm interested. I'm curious. Are they about to make a move? Oh man, I want to know.
So, yeah, and then
She's
I
a
just
decided
Watch
Watch her
I was
eyes in
much
her
better
face.
off going to Phoenix
Somebody just
to
said.
be with Matt and the grandkids.
Somebody just said she's a liar. Watch her eyes and her face.
And his wife and everything.
So when they detained you, did you know that this was related to also them investigating Luke?
No,
You had no idea.
no, I wasn't thinking this was about Luke. I found out it was also about Luke, but initially, no, I was thinking it was all about Nancy Guthrie and finding her and whatnot. So, because I was thinking, I don't even think Luke probably ever watched the news and even saw Savannah on the news. I mean, I did.
Right. So when did you learn that
I watched the news too.
your detainment was related to Luke's detainment in this case?
Hold on, guys. My wife just brought me some food.
When? I'm not exactly sure when.
Make sure you guys hit the like button and everything. My wife's bringing me some food real quick. She didn't want to walk in here because the live. Hey, there we go. Thank you. She made me a taco bowl. That looks good. Now I got to eat it.
Because honestly, during this time, I was really emotional, and there were lots of information coming in, and so I don't remember exactly the time, but I know that in retrospect, I know all this stuff that it did, but initially I didn't think of it being Luke as part of this, because I knew it wasn't something that Luke would be involved in any way, and he wasn't. So, yeah.
And when you learned,
Sorry. Hold on. Let's look at her face right here.
Did, but initially I didn't. But I know information coming in, and so I don't remember exactly the time, but I know that in retrospect, I know all this stuff that it did, but initially I didn't think of it being Luke as part of this, because I knew it wasn't something that Luke would be involved in any way, and he wasn't. So Luke would be involved in any way, and he wasn't. So, yeah.
And when you learned that, was there any thought could he have been involved?
No, I didn't think he ever could have been involved. Not at all. No.
So you and Luke were not involved in anything in this case?
Right, except seeing it on TV and acting and some of the consequences of, we want to search this. And I'm like, okay, if it helps find, because this was early on when we thought differently about.
Did they take anything specific from your home?
Did they take anything? I can't think of anything they took.
Whoa. Hold on.
I can't think of anything.
Did they take anything?
Because this was early on when we thought differently about.
Did they take anything?
Because this was,
Hold on. Let's, right here. I
we
wanna
want
watch
to
this.
search this. And I'm like, okay, if it helps find, because this was early on when we thought.
But back to this part. I know I'm going to nitpick right here. What does searching your house have anything to do with the Nancy Guthrie case? I would say, my thought is, why would you want to search my house? What do I have to do with it? Like, I want you to find her, but why do you want to go in my house? That makes no sense. Moderators. No, we're on a... Why? Why would you want to search my house? That's what I would tell her. Why do you want to search my house? I'm not saying she's a liar. She might actually legitimately not know what happened to Nancy. But I would say, why would you want to search my house? Why do you want to show up to my door with the flippin' SWAT team and go through my stuff? I would say, I don't know Nancy. Like, why would she be, why would you want to go through my house? That's my private home. And you're going to tear it up. If you are truly innocent, why would you want to let them go through your home?
Differently about.
Did they take anything specific from your home?
Did they take anything? I can't think of anything they took. I can't think of anything.
And did they
I
eventually?
might think of something later.
That's
I hate to say
fine.
it, but
Yeah. Did they eventually tell you that they were searching your home in relation to this case, or did you this whole time think they're just looking to see if I have any surveillance video or anything like that? Like, where did that shift happen?
They didn't give me a lot of information, but I just assumed, and I said, well, if it's something that might help us find her, then go for it. If you think there's anything in here, but I don't think there is. So.
Hold on. Why would you? I'm going to nitpick this part.
If it's something that might help us find her, then go for it. If you think there's anything in here, but I don't think there is.
Did you hear that? But I don't think there is. You just said that you and Luke had nothing to do with Nancy going missing. So why don't you say, I know there's nothing in this house related to the Nancy Guthrie case. That's what I would say. And maybe she just wasn't choosing her choice of words very well. But I would have said, I know for a fact there's nothing in my home related to the Nancy Guthrie case. See what I'm saying? That's what I would have said. There's absolutely, I'm going to tell you guys right now, to all my viewers, besides me making this and me covering it, there is absolutely nothing in my house related to the Nancy Guthrie case. I know that for a fact. Besides the stuff that happened after Nancy went missing, there is nothing related to her case that will help her be found that I have, unless I caught somebody driving past her house and I have it recorded on my YouTube channel, but you can look it up on YouTube. So I know for a fact, besides stickers and camera equipment from recording the house during the day, besides that, there is absolutely nothing in my home related to Nancy being missing. Now, I have a lot of stuff to support finding Nancy, but there is nothing in my home that's going to help you find her unless I recorded the suspect when he drove by and I didn't know there was a suspect. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
Did you ever suspect that Luke might know who was involved?
No.
Not
Also,
not
I
at
back
all.
up to take a bite of my food. I don't want to be rude.
So you guys were basically both detained for hours. You were questioned. Your property gone through, and then released, but with not a lot of explanation as to why.
Well, I guess they just said they could do, I didn't want to stop if it might be helpful. But I had no idea when. I thought they'd maybe come in and look around for an hour or something, poke around, and, but. Yeah.
So you have not been back at your home staying there since this.
I just got back.
What's that like?
It's really good to
Wait,
be back here.
She just got home. She's back at home. She's back at home. She just said that. Listen.
Just got back.
What's home staying there since this?
I just got back.
What's that like?
It's really good to be back here.
Good.
I was up in Phoenix with my kids and grandkids, which is wonderful. But, we built our home and lived there a long time. And Matt's grown up in it. Luke's grown up in it. They're, so it's, it's home. So I love being there. I'm glad to be back, and it's nice to know that Luke's there and, with me.
I mean, in the
Luke's there.
Hold on.
So I love being.
Hold on. Luke's at home. She just said he's at home. We've driven past our house a million times, and at least once a night since I've been out there. Supposedly, they're both home. Listen, right here.
Being there. I'm glad to be back, and it's nice to know that Luke's there and.
Luke is there
with me.
I mean, in the days since you guys were detained, it's not been an easy road for any of you, Luke especially. I mean, people still believe he is the person on the video camera. They still believe he's the person who abducted Nancy Guthrie. His face is out there. His name, your name, has been out there. How, as a family, have you emotionally dealt with that, even though you've been released?
Well, things will just pop up, and I'll just feel a lot more like even sitting here talking about it. It is very emotional. And part of me just wants to say goodbye to all this chapter. So hopefully this interview will help kind of have some closure for me and for everybody else who's felt the impact, because this has been huge impact, not just here. I mean, all the family from Rhode Island called right away and said, wow, look what's happening. I mean, I was like, oh my gosh.
Do you think this brought closure for the viewers, for the people following this case? Does this interview so far, does it bring you a peace of mind knowing that Luke is innocent now? Let me see this. I'm going to do this. We're going to start a poll. Let's see. We'll say, oh, shoot. I didn't want that. Oh, no. I want to do a poll. Are you convinced that Luke is there? We got a poll going. I want to know. I want to know what you guys think. I know what I think. But what I think is irrelevant. Yeah, you too, Janice. Appreciate you. So, the question is, are you convinced that Luke Daley is innocent?
I don't really do Instagram and TikTok and all that stuff.
Now, I want you to know that I'm asking you for your opinion. I am not accusing Luke or anybody else. I am not the judge, I am not the jury or the prosecutioner. And I am not the one that filed that search warrant, and I do not work for any form of law enforcement. This is 100% my opinion. This is 100% me asking for your opinion, and I'm not trying to be a jerk, but opinions are like booties. Everyone's got a booty, and your booty stinks because you're full of poop. Basically, everyone's got an opinion. I just want to know what you think. So I'm not accusing.
I'm not the right demographic. I don't spend my time doing that,
But Luke's on it. I mean, he is younger, and that is
Yeah,
part of
that's-
him, and he's
that-
had to see his face out there.
that's really a shame, I think. But I was shocked about all of that. That was an education for me in terms of a way of communicating and things people like to do, like younger people, not older people like me.
Yeah. What do you say to people who have also brought up Luke's past and kind of associated?
I was uncomfortable.
I didn't mean to do that. Someone just said, I love the right to my own opinion. Everybody in here, we are humans. We have a brain. You have a soul. And a lot of you, almost everybody, some people are heartless, but most of you have a heart. So as far as I'm concerned, we all bleed red, and we all are entitled to our own opinion. So I'm going to be honest. I'm convinced that if Luke is involved in the Nancy abduction, I'm convinced that there was multiple people. I don't think that Luke did this by himself. If Luke did this, sorry, Luke, I don't think you did it by yourself, bro. I don't think you're smart enough to pull this off alone. If this was a lone wolf situation, I don't think Luke did it. So I think if Luke is involved, there's multiple people. And I think that it was for somebody that knows something about Nancy's finances to get money, or to do I would like to, you know what? What's this way? There we go. Her. There we go. Her. Is this lady? I want to know their finances. Can somebody look up their debt? Do they owe money? Is her house paid off? Did she lose her Social Security income? Does she have a pension? What are her finances? Did she ever file for bankruptcy? Did she recently file for bankruptcy? Is this Luke trying to help his mom? I don't know. Luke could very well be 100% innocent. But so far, we are 81% thinks that he's still guilty.
You know, so yeah, I just never thought in my life who would imagine something like this? It was so much sadness, and I want to say global, but certainly our whole country, but it goes farther than that probably.
Oh, it really does.
I mean, the way media is today, I grew up in a different era, as you know. So it's amazing how things spread. So
What do you want to say to the Guthrie family, especially for you and your son, if there was any possibility they still believed you guys could be involved? What do you want to say to the Guthries?
Well, let me tell you this. I have 2,000 viewers, 2,034 viewers. This live stream may or may not get 30,000 views and may not get 100,000 views. So far, this video we're watching, I think it has like upwards of 50,000 views. Lots of people are asking the same question I am. How many people know about Nancy Guthrie and the kidnapping? A lot. How many people know about Luke Daley? A lot. JLR was live with over 100,000 viewers during this SWAT raid that we're listening to them talk about right now. So I'm not asking all 2,000 people to look her up. I'm just curious. Does anyone have a way to look up people's finances? Legally, not illegally. Follow the laws.
Savannah, I am just very, very sad and sorry about Nancy, and I pray for you and your family that you heal, that you can go back to your normal place of life and resume and build with your family and your children and your husband. But I know it's going to be a challenge, but I'm going to keep praying. Mm-hmm.
And you want them to know no involvement from you and Luke?
No involvement from Luke and I, no.
Okay, we just got a $10 super chat. Let's read this. Speculation. The mom was jealous of Nancy. Knew Savannah would pay for anything for her mom, but Nancy passed away after she was taken. Plot foiled. opinion only. So thank you for that super chat, Domsey. Her thought is, I'm assuming it's a her because I think that's you in the profile picture. It says speculation. The mom was jealous of Nancy and knew Savannah would pay anything for her mom. But during the kidnapping, Nancy may have passed away after she was taken. Plot foiled. Opinion only. Ooh, I don't know. Look up the Chapman Daily Network and IT fraud investigation. Well, she lives in a super nice home, but Luke also lives with her. Maybe Luke wants his own house. Terrible speculation. Yeah. Yes. Also, police department, which is sheriff's department, has very little news conferences. I think the case is botched, as crime scene in the area on that street should have been sealed off for weeks. If you're in the chat, you don't have to acknowledge yourself, but I have a friend of mine that watches LiveStream, and he actually works for the FBI. He is not involved on the Nancy case, but he has texted me numerous times. I want to clarify, he doesn't give me any information or anything like that, but he has texted me several times from a law enforcement aspect. He is an active FBI agent, works for the FBI, and he has contacted me numerous times, and he has said, I don't freaking understand why the hell there is no crime scene tape and why the hell that property was opened back up. They should have somebody sitting at the front, and they should have a log until they release the home to the family. They should, because how big of a profile this case is. They should have somebody at the very front, at the entrance to the property, and they should be taking logs of every person that goes on the property. They should be signed in, and they should be signed out. Kind of like an evidence room. So why hasn't this been done the entire freaking time? I don't know. Ooh, look up a picture of Luke. Luke Daley. Luke Daley. Whoa! I didn't mean to look that. Look at that. Luke Daley's income is at the Luke Daley. $500,000. Let's see what he looks like. Images. Yeah, I don't really see anything. Yeah, I don't see any pictures popping up right here. I'd have to do some actual research. So that's pretty interesting. Okay. So real fast, I want to give away some stickers. Yes, I think JLR did leave today. No one should have been allowed on property. I agree with that 110,000%. Oh, did I spell his name wrong? Daley? Yeah, no, it says Daley. Luke Daley, Daley. Well, look, right here, it's Daley. Right? Look, let's see. Whoa. Whoa, what's this?
Investigate a case that has everyone wondering. Here's the van. He now stands at late vanished. Blood identified as Nancy's was pacemaker revealed in the surface, though they're later. Still remains missing. We're talking about more than a month later.
I never seen this.
If you think about it, this whole thing starts, right? January 31st is the last time that she is seen.
Okay, News Junkie 987 says sticker please. News Junkie 987, email me dadsgonelive@gmail.com for a sticker right now. In the headline, put sticker winner, and then make sure you give me your address. dadsgonelive@gmail.com, DADS gonelive@gmail.com. And let me see. I'll do it to you. The winners are supposed to email DGL stickers, but we'll do you. Don't worry. No, stickers are not magnetic. You peel them off and they stick just like that. Let me see. Let's see if I can zoom in for you. Let me see. I got you guys. I'm gonna show you this sticker. This is the one I put on my computer to show you. So one of my viewers had the idea. One of my viewers, I believe, sent a super chat and said, "Hey, why don't you make some Nancy stickers?" So I designed this sticker and decided to do it. So that's the stickers we can give away. I hope you guys like it. So my mom says I want a sticker. Let me see. I'll bring one over to you, Mom, tomorrow. Sticker, please, sticker, please, sticker, please. I'm allergic to stickers. Okay, I won't give you any then. Okay. S Ballard 8523, email me, dadsgonelive@gmail.com. Email me, Ballard, and I'll give you a sticker. In the headline, put I want a sticker, and then in the message, give me your address and just tell me who you are. If you guys don't get a sticker, I only have 100. There's no way everyone can get one. Hey, before you sign off, can we see Ruger Boy? Maybe. Let's see. Ruger, come on. Let's see. Come on. Come on. Load up. Load up. If my camera falls and you see a mess over there in the corner, don't get mad at me because I took everything out of the truck and it's just chilling right there. Come on, Ruger. Oh, come on. Let's see. Oh, get up here. Get up here, you big old baby. This is Ruger Boy. Hi, Wooger. See, he's a big old baby. He's been chilling down by my feet the whole time. Mwah. What do you guys think? It's our buddy. All right. Hey, Bree, thank you so much for becoming a member. Oh, my gosh. Ow. All right. You guys want to go back over the... Well, I'm interested in this.
Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out my show. I really, really appreciate it. Please click to subscribe. I appreciate all the support. It is day 44 in the search for Nancy Guthrie. You can tell my backdrop's a little different. I'm home now in Florida. Came home just to kind of recharge.
Brian! Brian! No! Oh, he's got his dog.
Home.
I got my dog too, Brian.
But I'm
That's
obviously
right.
staying on the case. And there's been some developments. A new date that I have found that investigators are looking into. I just spoke to a neighbor who I hadn't spoken to before, so I'm going to get into that. Also, billboards. You guys have been sending me pictures. Billboards have now been going up in different parts of the country. And there's something else I forgot that's new today.
Stickers?
That I also
Stickers
got.
are going apart?
Something about Nancy's front door that someone in the neighborhood pointed out to me that I hadn't thought about before that could be important. I'm going to get into all of it in this episode. Brian Enton investigates. Hey guys, so as I said, I'm back home in Florida.
Grandma Ladybug.
Arizona for 42 days.
First off, thank you everyone that just became a member. Grandma Ladybug, I need your address. Email us. Either just email me, Grandma Ladybug, or look me up on Facebook. Dad's Gone Live Streaming Group. Post on Facebook, say, hey, it's Grandma Ladybug, and I'll message you and ask for your address. This kind of sounds creepy, doesn't it? So, Grandma Ladybug, let me know. I got you. Okay, Jazz JLD says, pretty please. Jazz JLD, email me, dadsgonelive@gmail.com. In the subject, put sticker with your username, and then go ahead and give me your address.
leave. I think it's the longest I've ever been away from home before. I mean, I travel every week for stories pretty much, but I don't think I've ever stayed 42 days in one place nonstop. The Idaho murders, I was there, I think, for a month straight before I went home for a break.
I stayed in Texas for 4 months. Not to one up you, Brian. It was for the oil fields, not for a story.
And then with Gabby Petito, I think it was the same, but Gabby Petito, you know, where I was outside Brian Laundrie's was kind of easier because it was in Florida, so I could scoot home on the weekends sometimes. So I don't think I've ever been away from home for 42 days. But I'm not like some of you have messaged me like, oh, please don't give up on Nancy and don't stop covering the case constantly. And I'm not going to. I mean, I'm
also getting the same thing. A lot of you guys are saying, I feel like you feel that like by the YouTubers leaving, the media leaving, it's like giving up on Nancy. I live about 10 hours away, and this is what I want to talk about too. Dad's Gone Live I live in Bakersfield, California. I live 10 hours away. I plan to leave on Friday evening. So my daughter's actual birthday is on March 20th, which is this Friday. I want to do a cake with her. We were talking about the party thing, but my wife already I'll explain it. But Friday I'm going to do a cake with her, and then I'm going to take off. She wants to do a small cake on her actual birthday with mommy and daddy and her brother and her 2 brothers. And then we're going to throw a party for her on March 28th, which is a week after her birthday on a Saturday. We were going to do it this weekend, but it interferes with other people's plans and parties, so we're trying to make it to where everybody can show up to a party. So we let Sissy pick her birthday, and she said, no, I want it when everybody can go to my birthday party. That's what she told me. And she wants a K-pop Demon Hunters, the one we're going up, up, up. Yeah, that song. Yeah, we're going to be playing that on our birthday party. Anyways, so birthday's on Friday, party's a week after. She made the decision. She's turning the big 6 years old. So I'm going back to Tucson, Arizona Friday evening, and I plan to stay about 5, maybe 6 days, probably about 5 to 6 days. That way I can still get the family time. My family's been like, hey, man, you've been gone for a while. We miss you. They're upstairs running around right now. I don't know if you guys can hear it. So, yeah. Weezer NorCal says, can I get a sticker, please? Can I get a sticker, please? Weezer, email me, dadsgonelive@gmail.com. Weezer, in the headline, put sticker winner Weezer. And then give me your address. We'll get it mailed out. So, FYI, you're going to get something like this in the mail. All I got to do is add names here. On the back, it's going to say, please do not bend. I tried doing it the most economical way. These stickers are a little bit bigger than I planned for. If you win a sticker, you actually get 2 stickers. You get one for me and one for Nancy. Mine's smaller because I don't matter as much. Nancy's bigger because she matters. So, let's go. And these are actual bumper stickers. They can go on the back of your car. I got friends that have put their stickers on, the smaller Dad's Gone Live stickers on like 3 years ago, and they still have them on their car. You can put them on your window, on your paint. They're not going to hurt nothing. If anything, they'll protect your paint from the sun fade where the sticker's at. So, there's a football player same name. Careful. If you put images through Tucson, you'll see in some shots and mugshots, he looks totally different. Yeah, I'm not really going to try to search Luke Daley's pictures because I'm getting all kinds of different people that don't look like Luke Daley, and I don't want to mix other Lukes up with this Luke. And I'm not even saying that this Luke's guilty. I don't know if he's guilty or not. So, let me...
going to be doing these episodes a lot.
Hey, Nancy and her daughter, Savannah.
I talked to my sources, like, right now it just seemed like a good time to kind of just take a little recharge at home. I had some things to need to take care of. Obviously, I was a little homesick.
Feel you, Brian. I was too.
It just felt like a good time to kind of recharge, and I'm going to obviously be going back to Arizona and staying on top of the case. And there's also some other cases and stories that I kind of put on the back burner that need my attention too.
That's awesome, Janice.
Some that you have also been following, so I'll be getting back to those too. But don't worry, like I'm not giving up on the Nancy Guthrie case.
Only if I call your name. If I don't call your name, you don't get a sticker. Can I get a sticker, please, in all caps? Arixa, ARIXXXAA. email me in the headline, put sticker winner, and then give me your YouTube username, address, mailing address, and all that good stuff. Dad's Gone Hollywood, Rick G, 24R. Email me, dadsgonelive@gmail.com. Same thing, Rick. Who has the face? I don't know. Possum Girl, email me. Possum Girl, you email me too. He got his sick while he was in Arizona. Gone Live, Dad's Gone Live sticker. Wise Old Tales, email me. Wise Old Tales. So look, just want to share. This is how many I have left. Like this is a big stack. Actually, there might be another stack somewhere. I don't know. I don't know if this is it, all of it, or if there's more. I have to ask the wife, man. She's the one that was handling all the mailing. She's awesome. See, I even got more stickers for the Dads on Live. So what I'm going to do, let's see. There you go. Is that better? There we go. What I'm going to do, oh, and then I had to buy 200. This is a roll of 100 stamps. I had to buy 200 stamps to mail these out. Oh, here's my other roll. Did you know these rolls are like $78 a pop for 100 stamps? Look them up. $78 a pop. Yeah, forever stamps, PSA coil of 100. Ridiculous. Stamps are silly expensive. Can I please have one, Jacob? Sure, Teresa, email me, dadsgonelive@gmail.com. Giving me a super chat does not get you anything except for a smile and a thank you. Okay, so I don't want you guys to think that you're going to buy them. These are not for sale. These are for free. Thank you. So I also have, I believe I might have somewhere to stay when I go back this time. So no more, hopefully no more hotels. It's like a 30-minute drive from Nancy's, but fingers crossed, no more hotels.
Case, and I don't think it's going cold, by the way. Some of you have asked me that.
Whoa.
Nancy Guthrie case, and I don't think it's going cold, by the way. Some of you have asked me that.
Let's replay that.
I think it's taking some time, but I think it's going cold, by the way. Some of you too. But don't worry, like I'm not giving up on the Nancy Guthrie case, and I don't think it's going cold, by the way. Some of you have asked me that.
I don't think it's going cold
I think
either.
it's taking some time, but I think there's going to be movement overall.
I think there's going to be
but in
movement
this
too,
episode, a really interesting interview. This is a neighbor who I haven't interviewed before. Her name is Laura. She had some really interesting new information that I hadn't heard before. One is she started telling me about a new date that
Did you know on Mount
agents
Lemon,
are asking
there's
about.
a spot called Guthrie Mountain. I did not know that. Let's see. Really? Is it Guthrie Mountain? Is it really? Let's see, what does that say? Called Guthrie Mountain. Whoa, Guthrie Mountain. Whoa! Last mile of the hike. You can't even see it unless you hike to it. That's pretty neat. I got some stuff that got sent to me too. I'm going to show it to you guys later. Thank you so much, Linda, for being a member. Appreciate that. And thank you for the super chat. Sandy T313, email me, dadsgonlive@gmail.com. In the headline. Oh, Grandma Ladybug, you live right here in town in Bakersfield, California? Oh, that's awesome. So, maybe we can meet up in person. I don't mind. Can you please put my name on a candle instead of a sticker? Potentially. A lot of people get upset when I do candles.
Sheriff's detectives. Remember, and you're going to hear her full interview in a second, but remember we knew about January 11th. We knew that they were keying in on January 11th, and
don't judge. The camera adds 20 pounds.
That they were asking neighbors for video from January 11th if they had seen anything suspicious on January 11th. So we knew that. But she told me that the detectives have also been asking her about January 24th, which is the first I've heard of this. January 24th would have been the Saturday before Nancy went missing. So 8 days before Nancy went missing. And again, you're going to hear her explain this, but she said specifically they were looking for video from that.
Whoa, Missy just came through with a 50. Holy cow. And then Conkin gifted a membership. Thank you both so much. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys. Thank you. Cyberpup for life. Email me. I'll give you a sticker too, brother. Mike Abe, 100. I'll give you a sticker too.
That day, they actually helped her go through her cameras to see if she had anything suspicious on them from January 24th. It's interesting that that's on a weekend and that January 11th.
By the way, we're going to do this. Copy link. Thank you so much for the super chats, by the way. I'm going to post this link for Brian Enton. If you guys want to check him out, make sure you guys go follow him. He's been very generous and very friendly to me and very, very nice and respectful. Bugs. Sure. Email me. Just say, hey, you promised me a Dad's on Live sticker. Bugs, email me. Just say, hey, you promised me a Dad's on Live sticker. Make sure you guys go follow Brian Enton. He's been a really good friend of mine while we're out there.
This is also on a weekend. It's just kind of stood out to me. I don't know if they think that this suspect may have been someone who worked during the week that would come and case the neighborhood on the weekends. That I don't know, but I know that they have been interested in January 24th, which is new, and that they were also interested in January 11th. And again, you're going to hear her explain that in a second. The other interesting thing she brought up to me, which hasn't been discussed much, is that Nancy Guthrie had a security gate on her front door. If you look at this, you can see it. There's like a gate, and many of you guys probably...
Actually, I want to show you guys something. Right here is where the Ring camera was at. And then right here, see where my mouse is? Can you guess what that is? That's an Adult Protective Services card. Advanced Investigator. I think it's Deborah M. or Brenda M. I'm the one that showed Brian the picture of it. But this is where her camera used to be when the guy ripped it off. They pulled the bracket off, and they also removed the card. I showed the card. I took a picture of the card, and I showed Brian because I actually have like a really good zoom on my cameras. And Brian, the next day, Brian had asked the sheriff's department. Brian asked the sheriff's department about the card, and that evening the card was removed off the door. No response. But they removed the card off the door. Now, I am not saying that Adult Protective Services thought Nancy was abused by anybody in her family. I'm not saying that at all. I'm actually in the understanding that Adult Protective Services comes out anytime that an adult or elderly person is missing. Adult Protective Services is supposed to, from my understanding, is supposed to come out anytime that an elderly person goes missing. Nancy's elderly and she went missing. That would explain it. But what I am saying is the sheriff's department has not told us why they came out. Just say it's standard for them to come out. Unless they told someone else. I don't know.
Probably have these. They're pretty common, but there was like a gate on the front door with a lock.
And people claim, I think Brian said that one of their producers has footage of the lady actually putting it on the door like a day or two after Nancy went missing. So it makes sense. But I just wanted them to say, hey, I just want Adult Protective Services from Arizona or the sheriff's department to say they specifically went out there because Nancy was missing. And it was standard procedure to go to the house when someone goes missing. That's all I want. I just want them to say it.
And then you can see her normal door is behind it, but there's a security gate in the front. And
kind of like how Child Protective Services goes missing when or Child Protective Services shows up when a child goes missing. Yeah, guys, no offense to anybody. Okay, please give Linda Ramsey 3648 a sticker for her 75th birthday. Linda Ramsey, whatever I just said. My mom just texted to me. My mom chose Linda Ramsey 3648. I'm not going to memorize that. Linda Ramsey 3648, 73 or 75th? 75th, okay. Mom, I got you. My mom texted me and said she wants a sticker too. So, got you, Linda.
Laura brought up an interesting point to me, and she just knows the neighborhood. She has a security gate. She said, when those are locked, they're really, really difficult to get through. So she does not believe that the suspect who we saw on video was trying to get into Nancy's house through the front door, because she says if that security gate was locked, it wouldn't have worked out. It would have been very, very difficult. She believes that
I also have a security guard door just like that. I have mine looks identical. I have a screen door on my front door. If you're gonna open that door without the key, you're gonna destroy it, and you're gonna make some serious noise. So I agree
that there may have been someone inside the house already that was about to take
Lorraine just became a member. Thank you so much, Lorraine.
Nancy out, like an accomplice, and that he's at the front door waiting for them to open the door, waiting for that person to open the door so that he can assist in bringing Nancy out the front door, but that they didn't gain entry through the front door because of that security gate.
I was kind of thinking the same. I was wondering if maybe this guy walked around the front to make sure there's no cameras. Maybe he walked around the front. I don't know. But then again, we have to remember that the FBI got still shot thumbnails, like still images, off the cameras in the back. The FBI was able to pull, I think it was the FBI, they were able to recover still images from motion detected in the backyard and on the backside of the property. So if they went through the back, they said they didn't see anything suspicious on those still images. So I'm kind of curious. If they went through the back, one of the cameras pick it up. Maybe one of them hopped the patio to Nancy's, the fence to Nancy's patio that accesses her bedroom. So there's here's the front door. On the left side of the house over here, Nancy's bedroom's right here. There's a small thing right here, like a small patio that's got like a brick wall around it. It's a short little brick wall, and there's a sliding glass door that I think accesses Nancy's bedroom. Maybe they tried to hop that and they slid it open and they ran right up on her while she was sleeping. Possible. I don't know. I don't think they went through the backyard.
Believes, which when you think about it, does make sense because those security gates, if it was locked, would be difficult to get through. And I hadn't thought about that series of events and that possibility, and the way she described it makes sense. And you'll hear her, again, explain that in detail in this interview. And one last...
Poodle peanut butter. Sticker, please. Email me, poodle peanut butter. dadsgonelive@gmail.com. Poodle peanut butter. Make sure you only email me if I pick you guys. If I don't pick you, you just make it harder for me to pick the winners. Get back to your roots. What's up, Steve? Sent you 2 pics of Luke, one before he shaved. Okay, thank you, Janice. Ooh, pink shimmer. I was going to give you a sticker twice to read your comment. Sure, Kelliam. Email me, dadsandlive@gmail.com. Kelliam. Sure. Email me. You're welcome, Poodle. Nancy IV1YJ says LOL. You can email me too. And after that, I don't know how many more people I have. How many
Last thing, remember the pictures that we have from the front of the suspect, one of them...
Do I think that there's a reason why they don't want to do any searches? Let's Google it. Let's Google it. Okay, let's see. Why would a sheriff department not search for a person after they were kidnapped? I just Googled it. Let me ask. A sheriff's department might not actively search for a kidnapped person if they believe A sheriff department might not actively search for a kidnapped person if they lack evidence of foul play as a voluntary disappearance. If they think it was voluntary, they might not. Delayed report, limited resources, or believing the person is not at risk. Lack of evidence. There is no evidence of a struggle. Well, you see the kidnapper, bro, and there's blood. Adult rights, legally permitted to cut ties with the relatives. I don't think Nancy left on her own. At-risk assessment. Investigations are prioritized based on risk. A person who is not a child, okay, another reason. just beating around the bush there. No initial report. They can't look if they don't know. Resource limitations. They have plenty of resources, including the FBI. Investigation protocols. First 72 hours are crucial. Investigations often slow down when leads dry up. There actually is no reason on here that would make sense why they're not searching for Nancy. So, I don't know. Why isn't search parties being done? Why are us YouTubers the only one out there searching? I don't know. Okay, let me end this poll. Should DGL go back to Tucson and provide more coverage while also searching remote dirt roads for Nancy Guthrie? Oh. You guys already know. There we go. I'll let you guys vote. We got 2,000 people in the chat. Why hasn't Savannah's employer, NBC, helped with the investigation or hired a search team? Oh, dude, I don't know, actually. No, I'm not doing, I will do daytime coverage at her house. If you guys want me to, I will ride my scooter in and I will sit in front of the house during the day. I actually have extra camera batteries. Let me see, are these even charged? Yep. I have extra camera batteries. I have my put my food over here. Hold on. I have a laptop that I can control everything from. And then I also have a bunch of these. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see. Little Anchor battery packs. These actually are really good. One of these is like 3 or 4 cell phone charges. So I have like 2 or 3 of those. So only because you think I need a break. I had a break, a week-long break. Okay, let's listen to Brian Anton again.
We know is from around when Nancy went missing. And the other one, I am told, despite the sheriff sort of pushing back on this, but I have a good source on it.
Okay. ECH Jr.'s birthday. ECH Jr., email me, dadsyonlive@gmail.com.
That they believe it's from a previous day. Whether that day is...
We also don't know whether a private investigator has been hired. I can call a private investigator right now. Let me see if he's up. Greg. I don't know if, I think he still has my phone number. So I said, hey, are you up? Can I publicly ask you a question? This is a private investigator. It's what he does for a living. He's actually a very sought after private investigator. I don't really know if he wants me to advertise who he is. I worked with him in the past on things. I'll just say things. It's about private investigators. I'm on a live stream right now. If that's okay, I put you on speaker for people to hear you. And then I don't know if he still has my number or not. I haven't talked to him recently. Not in like the last 6 months. I said, this is Jacob Davidson, Dad's on Live. So, sure, L'Oreal, email me, dazzlinglive@gmail.com. In the headline, put your name and sticker winner.
Is January 11th, whether that's January 24th, I don't know, but it is interesting to me again that they are keying in on January 11th and January 24th.
Also, I think I'm going to hold off on giving out any more stickers tonight because I don't know how many I've given. I have to fill out fill out addresses and stuff, and then see how many I have left. And I also want to make sure I have some for people to get in person.
24th, as to very specific dates that are also on weekends, by the way. Something else, many of you have been sending me pictures of the billboards that you're seeing now.
I love this.
Find Nancy
right here.
Guthrie
I love
billboards.
this. I freaking
Remember
love
in the
this.
beginning,
Yes.
there hasn't been a press conference in so
these.
long, but when the FBI were part of that initial press conference, they said that there were going to be billboards like this. We weren't sure exactly where they were going to go. I know that there are some just because you've messaged me in the Houston area, outside Houston. I know that there's one in Southern California, these electronic billboards. So it is kind of interesting that they're not focused on just Arizona, but they seem to be popping up kind of all over the region and in other states. And I know that some of them were up this weekend because you guys saw them. So I want to get to my interview with Laura because, again, there's a lot that she talked about that I hadn't heard before. Also a really, really nice lady. It was nice meeting all these people in the neighborhood who I'm still in touch with constantly. So I wanted you guys to hear my conversation with Laura. What are your thoughts? I mean, it's now, been more than 40 days.
It has been 44 days. 44 days. That's insane.
Where's your mind at right now?
I think I've appreciated having a little bit of a break the last week or two, where it's Nancy's disappearance isn't in the media all the time, in part because it gives me a break because I've been contacted a lot. And it lets me kind of get on with my life and things that I've kind of put on hold for a while. But
I get that. I get that. So you got to have some personal time, but at the same time, don't give up hope on Nancy.
Like how I felt after the death of my parents, distance and time from the event gives you a little bit of calm and peace, but it also you realize it's already been a month, and I can't believe they've been gone for a month already. So it kind of both sides, feeling
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
A bit of sorrow, along with
Both.
feeling like personally it's given me a little more space with my neighbors and to kind of carry on with my life, but also in complete disbelief that we don't know where she is. And that is troubling to me. I understand it, though, and I'm not faulting anybody, but does feel extra troubling. And
It
I
does.
don't,
It really
I think
does.
about Nancy's daughters and son-in-law.
I do too all the time.
Grandchildren.
You know what I think about all the time? I think about, what if this happened to my mom? Thankfully, I went over to my mom's house today. Excuse me if I sound like I burped. Try not to. Just holding back a hiccup. So, let me tell you something. I went to my mom's house today, and her dog, she rescued this like pit bull puppy looking thing. It's like a pit bull mix. Sweetest dog ever. But if this dog doesn't know you, it's going to let everybody know that you walked onto the property. It's very loud. And I told my mom, I said, look, Mom, I've only met your dog like twice, and it's barking at me like crazy. I don't want to get bit. And she's like, oh, it's not going to bite you. I'm like looking at this dog, and like, Mom, this dog's going to bite me. No, it's not. It's okay. And she says the dog's name. I'm gonna say Billy. I don't want to say the real name. She says, Billy, stop barking. And Billy wouldn't stop barking at me until I sat down and started petting the other dog. My mom's got 2 dogs. The other dog that we actually rescued. Then, dog named Billy runs up and jumps in my lap, and I start petting the dog. But I told my mom, I said, I feel like this is almost rude, and it kind of makes me want to cry. I said, if Nancy Guthrie had Billy at her house, I don't think Nancy Guthrie would have been kidnapped that night. I think Billy would have put up a big loud mess And I think Billy would have either A, bit the person and may have been unalived at that point, or Billy would have made too much noise. And then the bad guys would have left, because bad guys don't like noise. They like it quiet. And when neighbors hear a commotion with a bunch of dogs barking, they kind of see what's going on. Just like we heard that noise. You guys remember? We heard that noise. The scream that myself and Criminal Networks heard. Come on, think about it. If that scream, we heard the scream, and then we heard like a slam, right? And then shortly after that, the vehicle started leaving. Within 15 to 20 minutes of the scream, a neighbor walks down, because I guess he heard the scream. He got up, got ready, got up out of bed. And he wanted to know, hey, what the hell was that noise? And do you know whose truck that was? Because they kept on driving down my street. Well, the truck he was asking about was the neighbor that I got into a confrontation with. Now, we can go on all day long about how I should not have been a complete jerk to him. I should not have went up there and said, I'm taking a picture of your license plate too. Like, that was wrong of me. But I'm going to tell you something. That neighbor in the truck, does not appear, I may be wrong, but it does not appear that neighbor lives in the no parking zone in the neighborhood. He's going around throwing a fit about people parking in the neighborhood in a no parking zone, which I was doing. I was wrong. But it doesn't appear that he lives right there. So he went up, he parks, he gets out, he walks up to the front of the house, and he starts talking to the camera guys. I thought he actually lived at that house, but no, he doesn't live there. I don't know if he has anything to do with that house. When that happened, those camera guys were installing cameras at a house. He parked and walked up to a house where people were having cameras installed at, and starts talking to the installers. Well, I've asked around, and that truck doesn't belong to that house. I asked the next door neighbor. He lives one property over. That truck does not belong to that house, and he's never seen that truck. He doesn't know who that guy is. But yet, that guy keeps on circling around his neighborhood. A lot of people are accusing that guy that I got into it with of being the perp. Do I think he's a perp? No. I think he's just a male Karen that lives outside the neighborhood. But long story short, we heard some screams. Caused the neighbor to come outside and question it. Don't you think that if you heard a bunch of dogs barking that aren't normally barking, and then maybe some altercations going on, you'd be like, hey, what the hell's going on out here? You okay? I know I would. I've walked out in my undies before. Hey, neighbor, you okay? Okay, I'll go put this up. I'll be right back. Let me put on some pants. Just checking. I walked out in my undies, cocked and loaded. Just saying. So, the lady that Brian talked, yeah, he did talk to another neighbor.
How do they get on with their lives, and how do they get on and with this, knowing that their grandmother and mother
I got his plate number. I actually have his plate number memorized, believe it or not.
are still missing?
Yeah, the sheriff said, he was asked, do you think this person can strike again?
Apparently, he called the police on me, or a viewer called the police on me, saying I was harassing the neighbors. I kind of told the cop, I said, yeah, I was a complete jerk to the neighbor, and I drove up. I was like, yeah, I'm recording your license plate too. I told the cop everything, and the cop laughed. He's like, yeah, some people are going a little crazy with it.
And he said, absolutely, which is not something I've heard him say before. But then he went on to say, but we believe it was targeted, but we don't really know. Are you nervous? Are people nervous?
I saw that quote today, and I saw that he was just really talking with the NBC reporters. And I think it's a little bit ambiguous. I think it's targeted, but we're not sure. I'm just not quite sure what that means. But it did cause, my hair to raise up a bit when he said that.
My private investigator guy, I'm not going to say his name or anything. He's unable to take a phone call tonight. He has some personal stuff going on. So just say some unknown prayers. Just pray for this unknown person. Just say, dear Lord, I'll say it right now. Dear Lord, I got my hat on. But dear Lord, I ask you to guide this person and to help this person to get through what they're going through, Lord. And I ask you to give them the strength, Lord, to help this private investigator get through this personal thing that they're going through, Lord. In your name we pray. Amen. I had to keep it simple because I don't want to tell you guys who it is.
It did give me, some time to think about what that means.
Scrapbook man, I don't know.
And it made me a little bit uncomfortable being,
I don't know who
nearby
Scrapbook
neighbor.
man is. I'm sorry.
I was thinking about that today on my way home from my appointment. Like, okay, what does that mean? And does that mean there could be somebody else lurking around? Somebody that's just looking for easy targets? He said it was targeted, but targeted based on what? What's the target? Was it, I don't want to go through and give anybody ideas, but what was the target? Is it a ransom? Was it an easy, vulnerable person? Somebody living alone? Somebody elderly? What's the target? So, and that's what kind of went through my mind today. What is the target exactly that they're talking about? It has to be one of the above. Somebody that, had some...
Yeah, if you don't believe or anything like that, that's fine. I don't blame you. I'm not forcing anybody to be religious, but I have my beliefs, and I'm not going to hide my beliefs. Anyways, I want to make sure you guys follow Brian Anton. I'm posting his link in the chat. I posted it like 4 or 5 times right now. We are using Brian Anton's YouTube channel, Brian Anton Investigates,
Wealth.
For information right now.
Somebody who's vulnerable. Okay, 1, somebody's vulnerable. 2, somebody who lives alone. 3.
Amanda Brown, sure, why not? Amanda Brown 2026. Email me, dazzyonlive@gmail.com. My wife's going to kick my butt for giving out too many stickers because she does the labels better than I do, so she does all the labels. But yeah, sure, no problem.
Someone with...
Miracles Traveling. Email me, dazzyonlive@gmail.com. dazzyonlive@gmail.com. In the subject, put your name and say free sticker. And then, yeah. I know, I'm going to go back. So far, 69% voted yes out of 820 votes. So 69% voted yes. Make sure you guys, if you guys are watching right now, you guys click on this vote right here. Oh, you can't see it. You click on the vote. You guys click and vote for me to go back to Tucson. You are my boss. I am the streamer.
An easy to access home for, you can go through 4 or 5 possible reasons she was targeted, including, having a famous daughter of some wealth.
Yeah. All right, guys, I want to introduce you to the sponsor of today's episode, Surfshark. Have you ever tried to watch a video, but it says that you can't watch it because of the country that you are in? Well, Surfshark will definitely solve that problem, and it does so much more than other VPNs. The email scam checker, it will check any email. What may have happened? Just knowing the area. Do you have what does your gut tell you?
My first thought was that it was a target based on who her daughter is. That was my sense. Just from the start, I didn't really consider any other possibilities. In part because I knew she lived there. I knew who her daughter was. When I would walk by, I would always, I always noticed her house and whether she was there.
If you want me to go back to Tucson or if you want me to stay in California, I need you guys to vote. This vote right here. We have 2,115 people in the chat, 2,115 viewers. You guys have the option. You guys have the power to keep me in California or to send me back to Tucson Friday night.
Or not, and outside. And I always thought that was a potential, for me, the strongest possibility that maybe it was a crime of opportunity.
Ooh,
versus...
Hold on. If you can't vote, back out and come back in. Hold on. Somebody said fire Nanos. I got a bombshell to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys something here in a little bit. Yeah, I got Nanos's record. Somebody sent it to me earlier. I got Nanos's record. Not his like criminal record. Oh, we have it. That super chat's still popping up. Thank you so much. I didn't even click heart. Thank you. Can you cover this? Oh, I'm seeing it now. I'm sorry. Can you cover this from home? Maybe do calls and Zoom with JLR and other YouTubers, like a panel discussion. I worry about the safety with some of Nancy's nasty neighbors. Fucking camera. You guys can hear me right now, right? I dropped the ball. The batteries are dead. Let's see. Testing 1, 2, 3. We're on.
Looking a little deeper at,
Thank you so much for that super chat, by the
other
way.
people in Tucson. This might just be someone that you became aware of that had a famous daughter. So that was always the reason I think somebody targeted, but who knows? I don't know the answer to that.
I got lots of batteries.
And I don't like to speculate, and I always also assumed it was 2 people. Because
I changed the battery, we're good.
the person who was at the front door. And he was standing there, and I don't think he was the main person. I think he was the guy outside who was waiting for them to come out. Because if you have a gate like that, a security gate on the front door, you're not getting into that. You're never going to break into that security gate.
Hold on.
I mean,
yes. Actually, yes, you are. All you have to do is break it. You can drill the lock. If they put the lock on backwards, you can just unscrew the lock. And then you can put a screwdriver in there and pop. Or maybe Nancy just left the damn door unlocked. I'm sorry, but did anybody ever think about that? Was the fudging door unlocked? People are so comfortable in that neighborhood. Is the door unlocked? I lock my door 24/7. Like, I walk outside and I turn around and come back in, and my wife already locked the door because we have kids that like to walk outside. Well, a 2-year-old that likes to try to walk outside, and I have kids. And then on top of that, I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anything. So, you never know. But was Nancy's door locked that night? Is Nancy a normal person? Does she normally lock her door? Or does she normally leave it unlocked? Was she a normal person? She is a normal person. But normal people sometimes feel comfortable leaving the door unlocked. Perfectly fine. Old ladies lock doors. Zoom panel would be cool. Yeah. How's my camera? So I know a couple people. More people lock their door than don't. So I know a couple people that lock their door. I know a couple people that don't. I also know, I'm going to ask you guys this. I'm kind of new to this whole at-home live streams. I've only done a couple of them. I'm going to ask you guys this. I want to know, how is my camera quality? This area. Is my camera quality okay? Do I look good? Do I look bad? Last time I tried, up until now, I tried a different lens combination. I'm trying to make my camera as good as possible. How is the quality of me? How is the quality of this? Everything. How does it compare to other streamers? You guys watch so many other streamers. I want to know, how does my camera quality compare to your normal live streams that you watch? And I don't want to compare myself to everybody else out there, but at the same time, this is YouTube, and I want to know. Is it bad, good? Oh, wow. Like 99% of you guys saying perfect. Holy cow. Okay. Some of you guys want me bigger. You guys want me bigger like this? Is that better? Do you guys want it big? We can do it bigger.
I actually talked to a security guy.
Hi, I'm
about
Jacob.
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Live.
And he confirmed you're not breaking into those gates. So I think, and she has glass on both sides of the door. And
well, my camera is focused. It's on autofocus, so it's supposed to be tracking my face.
He wasn't trying to figure out what to do.
And not tracking all this stuff.
to see what was going on. And also, because you have a security gate, the door,
Is
the
that better?
wooden door, if that's open, it's hard to see inside if it's dark, because I have one of those. You can't really see if the door is open or not. So I think he was standing there waiting for someone to come out. And so I've always absolutely assumed there were at least 2 people, possibly 3.
I think there's. I agree with her.
Someone who has had to. That.
Whoops, I didn't mean to fast forward that much. I don't know where I was at, but I also agree with her. I think there was at least 2 or 3
Anywhere near
people.
the road.
That information with people who I happen to talk to.
Has
Thing attached to my house, and
I think we're like
dates
right
they
about
wanted
here.
to look at. Maybe it was a
Somewhere
different
here.
group of people. I'm not sure. I mean, it wasn't the same guys who came, but they just basically asked the same questions that I'd been asked before.
See, the thing
We
is
spent
my
about
desk
maybe
is up
25
against the
minutes
wall.
together.
Most YouTubers have their desk like facing backwards.
And that was it.
I'm not set up
We
for that
went
just
through.
yet.
I think just in some part they want to make sure that people understand how to look through their cameras.
I could do
and they're
this.
looking- and of course I do.
I don't know.
yeah.
It's just I don't really have anything to show them, unfortunately. There's nothing on there. But I think in part they wanted to make sure that people, were accurately looking through their footage.
Yeah.
And I think in some
think we
cases
already watched this.
I do know of some people that just turned over their footage and said, you can, here's all these dates, please take a look. Mine aren't really worth doing that.
Hi.
There's not much on there.
Has there been anything
All right,
that
so
stood out to
far,
you since you lived here for more
we've
than a
got-
decade? Like anything strange?
We've got 1,125 votes. 70% says yes.
that's ever happened? Or any? Well, I'll ask you that first.
Yeah, one time I had some friends who were here. I was out, they were staying here, and they told me, hey, just let you know there were some people.
Hold on. Let me read my messages while I'm staring at you guys. This is from my wife. Jennifer L7777. I picked this person. Give her a sticker, dang it. Bunch of skulls. That's what my wife just sent me. Jennifer L7777. Jennifer L7777. My wife just picked you, and she made the effort to send me 3 messages about it. So congratulations, you got 2 stickers technically. So these are the stickers I'm going to send you. These are your stickers. Congratulations. Also, most of you guys, your stickers are going to look like this. That's the stickers we're going to send you. You just pop the centerpiece out. Boom, boom. We're good to go. I'll come see you and ask for a sticker. Okay, Granny, where are you at? Are you in California? Are you in Arizona? Love your wife. Yay! She says, Jennifer says, yay! No problem.
People that walked up to the front of your house, and they were taking a bunch of pictures of your house from the front. And I was just, I didn't hire anybody to do any work. And I didn't give any permission to take pictures of the front of my house. And if you can see, you can't see the front of my house from the street.
Right.
You have to walk up my driveway. And so that was alarming. And I thought about that the other day. But this was 3 or 4 years ago. I'm just going to assume that they liked the look of my house.
Yeah, well, you do have a very nice house. So.
I just want to assume that maybe they liked the way it looked. But that was a little, uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because I'd never seen that before.
Well, and like you said, your house is like you really have to come up to it.
Yeah.
It's not anywhere near the road. One thing I've heard a lot from neighbors is, and even from some of my sources, is like there's a thought that one possibility is the person who did this could be close by, just because they haven't been able to track the cell phone from what we know from outside. You know what I mean? Like.
That's weird to me. I don't, and they did actually check, one more question that they did ask me last Friday is whether my internet went down.
Yes,
that
I want to
night.
know.
And I
Did
said
it?
if it did, I
Did
would
it?
sleep. And it probably came up the next day, and plus I have new internet service from that time to 2 weeks ago. I had to change internet service. So
Hold on.
but
I've got AT&T internet, and if I unplug my router right now, it will literally send me a text. So I'm assuming a lot of these people are rich and they have expensive internet companies. And if you disconnect your router or it goes offline, but then again, it just jams the Wi-Fi. It doesn't disconnect the router. That's interesting. Also, I have like a bunch of security cameras all the way around my house. You can't even drive down my street without me catching you on camera. So for you stalkers out there, if you come near my home, you're on camera. I'm catching your license plate. I'm calling it in. And if my cameras get disconnected from the internet, I'll get a text message saying, oops, you're offline. Please check your camera or charge your battery. So just saying. Yeah, I get an
looked
alert.
back on my Xfinity account to see if it cut.
Also, somebody just said, why do you think 857 is creepy? I don't know why you would think 857 is creepy. 857 actually is a good friend of mine. He's a cool dude, and I would like you to, I want you to go subscribe to him. I don't think he's creepy. Here, I'm going to give you a list of people that have been really nice to me in Arizona. 857 Tucson, JLR, Criminal Networks, Behind Green Eyes, Mark, the Shark. By the way, I still have the little shark in my truck. John DePietro, Watching the World 777, I think. Some other guy with dreads, a black guy. He was super cool. Bro, if you're watching, I forgot your name and I forgot your channel name, but I will subscribe to you if you comment right now. I don't think I've met an angry YouTuber out there. I don't. I think 99% of the YouTubers have been, I think 100% of the YouTubers out there have been nice. You want to know who's been mean to me? And CNN, ABC, news networks, those guys are jerks. And then a camera guy was like really mad that I had my tripod set up before he got there and he kept on trying to tell me to move. And I said, no, I'm okay where I'm at. And he like just kept on like, getting real close to me. The day that the FBI was looking at the neighbor's cameras, that guy was a little not too happy with me. But yeah, I mean, I would sit down with every single YouTuber and eat dinner with them. And I would hang out with them. They were super nice, man. I think it's awesome when you see all these YouTubers coming together. So shout out to all the YouTubers out there. If you don't like them, don't watch them. If you don't like me, don't watch them. But I'll vouch for every single one. Shout out to all the Nancy Guthrie YouTubers that showed up out there. Except for the lady in provocative clothing that has an OnlyFans. I don't respect that.
Out.
Screw that lady.
But I didn't find anything.
Okay.
So.
Oh, Brian Enton.
Yeah. And
we're
then,
watching
yeah,
him right now. Brian Enton. He was a really good guy.
It's entirely possible.
Brian, you're my man. Please don't give me copyright.
Who's in these, and they're all like me. You know, they're all meaning.
Drunk James.
You know, they're all
Drunk James.
normal people.
Yep.
I did, notify the my
Traveling
day
with
1 or
Tay
2 or
Tay.
3 notified.
My bad.
I got a call with, I think.
Oh,
it was a
hold on.
agent.
Granny's whoosh Granny Connie. I don't know how to say that. Granny Connie 9487. Tucson. I'm Annie's neighbor. Granny's whoosh Connie 9487. You can either email me and I will mail it out to you, dadsgonelive@gmail.com. Granny's whoosh Connie 9487. Granny Swoosh. Granny Swoosh Connie 9487. Email me, dadsgonelive@gmail.com. And the headline, put sticker winner. And then just say, hey, it's Granny, Annie's neighbor. And then give me your address and I will mail those out. If you run into me in person, that's fine too. But I have no problem. I will give you these two actually right here. These are the 2 stickers I will mail you out. I like to show people, Here, I have an iPhone 17 Pro Max. That's how big the stickers are. Pretty cool, I think. Oh, Exploring with Jim. Exploring with Jim. He's a good dude. Exploring with Jim, I respect him too.
I think it was FBI, that there was a recent turnover, and there's not that many rentals around here, but there was a rental nearby, and whoever lived there had moved out within a few days of this happening. They had moved out a few days before because the cars were gone. So I just became,
Whoa, what?
you know, there's not that many rentals around here, but there was a rental nearby, and whoever lived there had moved out within a few days of this happening.
Within a few
They
days.
moved out a few days
They
before
moved out of the rental
'cause
property
the
within a few days.
Cars were gone. So I just became,
A few days
you know,
before
see
Nancy was
something, say
kidnapped, they
something. So
moved
I
out.
thought, it's probably nothing, but I'm just gonna.
I would definitely
I'm
say
gonna call.
something.
I'm gonna talk to them and just let them know.
Okay.
That there was somebody
Okay.
living there and they're not there anymore. And so I confirmed with a couple of the neighbors. Did in fact you see those cars aren't there? He said, yeah, they just moved out.
Yeah.
And these neighbors that I spoke with didn't have any footage of it because it stops at their driveway.
Well, that's the thing people don't get is the footage here. People's houses are set back.
Yeah.
It's not like footage from the front door is gonna
Yeah.
get people out on the street, or you know.
Well, and I think in neighborhoods where it's just a regular neighborhood house.
All right, hold on. I got to give my wife my cup and my bowl. She just offered to refill my cup and take my bowl. Shout out to my wife, man. She's so awesome. I love her. If I didn't have my wife, none of this would be possible. All right, I'm coming back. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have done this. It's a little too late. Ruger, load up. Get up there. Oh. Ruger, load up. Come on, load up. I should have held the chair. I'm so sorry, guys. Or Ruger, I'm so sorry. He jumped and fell. It's okay, buddy. Ashley, please send me a sticker. Ksu61, email me, dadsalive@gmail.com. Can we say hi to your wife? Your wife is a blessing. She will not get on camera, but she'll say hi she'll say hi to the mic. Yeah, she's bringing me a drink. He's okay. He's a good boy. Ruger, will you shake? Shake? No? Okay. He's not begging for food. He's not going to. You guys can say hi, but she will not get on camera. This is Ruger. For those of you guys don't know, or that don't know, before the Nancy Guthrie case, I normally chase scanner calls. And Ruger sat in the passenger seat. He likes chasing scanner calls. We got a little dirt thing, little foxtail. Throw it away. So, we have one spot in our backyard that has like a bunch of foxtails, and we've been fighting the weeds, huh? We've been fighting it. But he keeps on going to the same spot where the foxtails are in the backyard, and that's where he lays down and he sunbathes. We have a very, very small backyard. And he keeps on going to the only spot that has all the weeds. Despite how many times we weed eat it, they keep on coming back, huh, buddy? So, anyways, when she gets down, sure, Cindy Evans, email me, dadsyonlive@gmail.com. All right, get down. Go. Come on. Goodbye. Look, he don't want down. Come on. Come on. Bye-bye. See you later, Ruger. Oh, he's a knock everything down. He's so cute. Thank you. He's actually my best friend. So let's get back to listening to this. She'll come down in a minute. She just gave me some more ice water.
Houses are closer together, and they're not
Oh, do you guys want
set
Jimmy
back
Dean?
behind
Let me text her.
greenery, trees, shrubs.
Oh, hold
It
on.
wouldn't be that out of ordinary to catch cars passing by. I know in California.
They want Jimmy Dean. They also want you to say hi.
I guess I'll go get him. Hi,
Say
guys.
hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. I ran into a technical difficulty.
She's going to get him.
My dog.
Where's he at? Hold on. I think she's gonna go get him. I think he's in a room asleep. Sorry. Hey, everyone's auntie just gave us a super chat. What was that for? Ruger is Jacob's great. Yes, he actually is. He's an amazing protector.
California, my house did. You know, every time I got in my car in the driveway, my neighbor's lights would go on from across the street.
Yeah.
I didn't like it, but I realized it's probably a good thing, you know.
Right.
That anytime there's motion in my driveway, his cameras pick up my every movement. So this is just not the kind of neighborhood where there are those kind of people. I pretty much know in all those houses, I know who lives in all those houses around the corner. I'm not going to stay the street, but around the corner.
Yeah.
I know
I get that.
her next door neighbor. I know the people up the cul-de-sac. I know who everybody is. So it's, you know, they're kind of all...
That's good.
What's
That's good.
the mood
I
among
know who most of my neighbors
the
are.
neighbors?
I know who most.
I mean, you seem
Most
pretty
of them.
calm.
It varies.
Oh, 857.
I mean, I'm always pretty calm.
He was just in chat. 857. You still watching, brother?
Because it's, you know, the
857,
wheels
you
just
still
start
watching?
spinning. And I want to go
hey.
and find out what's going on. I'm not the
Okay,
person
what's
who
up, brother?
goes and
Friday. I just see it here.
and tries to
857.
pretend like it's not happening, or I want to know what's
How you
going
doing,
on.
man?
And I went out and talked to
I
neighbors.
just see him. He just said,
I
"Hey,
checked on
what's up?"
some of my older neighbors to make
So-
sure they were okay.
857's in the chat. That's my buddy. Ruger needs a pup cup. Ruger needs a pup cup, they said. Oh, she brought me a water and a dog. Come here, buddy. He's all
Happy delivery.
looking. He's like, where can I poop at today? Can I poop in the house?
No,
Say hello.
not funny. I said hello.
They want Miss Ashley to say hi. She's a mastermind behind DGL.
No, it's not. You're silly.
Yeah, huh?
I like your shirt.
I love you.
Love you.
She's shy.
You go have fun. Go show off my dog.
He's gonna start crying because you left him in here without me or without you. All right, here we go. This is Jimmy Dean. Jimmy Dean is like 7 months old or 6 months old. He is a wiener dog. He's the only all black wiener dog I've ever seen. This is Jimmy Dean. Look at him. He's a little wiener dog, a little dash hound. Purebred. The deal was we got him the way we got him, but we got no papers. But he is papered. His parents are papered. But he is a pet, and we didn't care about papers. So we got him without having to actually buy him. We were blessed to be able to get this guy. Oh, buddy. Except for Jimmy Dean. I come home from Arizona, and he has his little kennel, and I let him out of his kennel because he wanted to hang out with me. And he comes out while I go to take a shower, and I go in my closet. To, get one of my Dixons and my clothes. And can you guess what Jimmy Dean did? Huh? What'd you do? You remember? Yeah, you pooped in my closet, dude. He pooped in my closet. Yes, you did. This is Jimmy Dean. You love wiener dogs? Oh, that's awesome, Ash. Oh, you have an all-black wiener dog named Duchess. Yeah, this guy's name's Jimmy Dean after Jimmy Dean sausages because he looks like a giant sausage. Look, he got a big old long body. Huh, Jimmy Dean. Oh, he's a hyper little dude. All right, Jimmy Dean. There you go. That's what he likes to do. Let's see. There we go. Is he gonna let you see him? Look at the camera, Jimmy Dean. That's my wife's dog. He's kind of, he pooped. How big does he grow? I don't know. Yeah, what breeder is he from? I don't know. My wife's sister-in-law, they breed them. Oh, you want a sticker? Sandy Taylor, you're going to be the last one that gets a sticker. Sandy Taylor, 3458. Congratulations, you got a sticker too. So, how you doing, Bam Bam? 9 years old? How long do I got to deal with this dog for, man? He's always up my butt.
Within days of that happening, because I hadn't seen my one neighbor walking his dog, and I kept going to his house to see if he was there. So that's, I kind of, you see there's quite a few older folks in the neighborhood, and I like to consider I'm not one of the oldest in the neighborhood. Yeah. So I kind of felt like I have the bandwidth to go and check on a couple of neighbors. And like the people right across her on the cul-de-sac, So I think people have different, there are people who don't want to talk to, they try to stay as far away from this as possible. They know what's going on, but they don't want to obviously talk to reporters, and I understand that for sure. They don't want to, but everybody's still, I talked to some neighbors a couple days ago, and everybody's still, pretty broken up about it.
Yeah, most of the neighbors.
Some people are still pretty traumatized.
I think so.
The ones who are more of her peers have known her for a long time.
Do you want to pet my pickles?
And some of the most of the neighbors have been like, "Oh, we're happy it's still on the news.
Yeah.
You guys should stick around. Like, we want them to find Nancy." There's been a few who have said, "Get out of here. It's time. You're vultures."
There's been a few. One to be specific. There's been at least one.
It's been kind of a mix, but most people I think want it to stay kind of top of mind in some ways.
Yeah, I probably would put myself in that group because, and it's helpful to the Guthries. The more it stays in the news, top of mind, the more.
Hold on, she just said that. Listen.
News, because
Listen. This is from a
helpful
neighbor.
to the Guthries. The more it stays in the news, top of mind, I probably would
Listen,
put myself
I'm gonna
in
play it one more time.
that group because, and it's helpful to the Guthries. The more it stays in the news, top of mind, the more people.
Nope, you're not jumping.
The chips are probably slowing down, right? And the more it stays
going to
in
harass
the
Ruger
news,
now.
the more people say, "Oh, that's right. Whatever happened with that case?" So it keeps it top of mind, and I'm sure that it's helpful to law enforcement to keep it out there versus people forgetting about it. I think for me personally, I don't mind it, but then again, I don't live right next door.
Right. Yeah. I won't say where you are, but you're close.
I'm close.
Yeah.
Backyards.
Yeah.
But I know that there was somebody poking around in my neighbor's backyard at 3 a.m. last week.
What?
And he wasn't like one of you kind of media guys. He was a new media guy, like a YouTube media guy.
In the night, you said?
YouTube guy. 3 a.m. She happened to be out with her dogs, letting her dogs out.
Oh, who are you? I know who it was.
On her
my
property?
Wall. Well, her property.
I know who it was.
The neighbor's property comes up to her wall, and they were on the other side. So it was technically her neighbor, but she was out in her yard. It'd like be seeing somebody on the other side of my wall there.
Wasn't me.
She went and talked to him. And was like, you can't be there. You're trespassing on somebody's property, and people have guns around here.
Yeah.
That's
some
good.
people have guns, and some people are more than happy to,
Also in the middle of the night like that.
3 a.m.
Yeah.
And he came up and talked to her, but that's still not okay.
Yeah. That's really scary.
Yeah. So I think people see all this open space, and I think well, I'm going to find her. I'm going to claim that money, and I want to be the one to find her. And so I'm going to
I don't
step
think that
over
guy
there
was like
because
that
there's no
at all.
houses and there's all this open land. But it's
I know
actually
the story
somebody's
behind
property.
it. I don't think the guy was like that at all.
You could see back here. There's 2 or 3 acres back here, and it belongs to someone, right?
Jimmy Dean's going crazy.
So
Hey,
that's the sort of thing people don't
what are you
like.
chewing?
Yeah, that's
They want
understandable.
people to
Don't chew on
step
that.
over the line.
Yeah.
And for the most part, media, people like yourself, understand. You have to, to get information, you have to be able to be assertive. You have to be able to go up to people, and you
someone
have
asked
to.
if I got a PayPal.
And that's for the most part, people understand that, and they'll say yes or no. I don't want to talk, or I do want to
You send
talk.
me a PayPal.
But it's these other people that aren't media trained. They don't know what the
Aw,
rules
Elizabeth.
are, the laws are.
Watch the video of the Doug North
that,
Post. I'm going to screenshot
I think
that.
is-
I love your channel,
for
by the
some
way.
people
Thank you so
is
much,
one of the
Elizabeth.
reasons.
Thank you for that $10.
Have you had any frustrations with law enforcement? I mean, we've
So-
heard so much about this.
I'm going to go back. Do I think the I don't know the whole story on the guy near the property or on the property. But I know the guy. And I trust that guy. But does that make it okay for him to be right there? Probably not. Don't know. Media trained. I think that I don't think I'm. Oh, I guess I kind of am media trained because I work for Key News Network. I don't know if you guys know who Key News Network is, but I do work for a company called Key News Network. I'm going to show it to you right now. I will show you this. I work for these guys. Key News Network. Dynamic team of professional journalists delivering real-time coverage of breaking news events. Our video journalists leverage... Oh, this is actually pretty good. If you guys ever want to check it out, keynews.tv, check them out. I actually don't use this website right here. We have a different website for us, the photographers, to log into and upload all of our stuff. It's called Master Key. Master Key is if you want to eventually become one of our customers, how all these other companies that use us. Also, we're featured on Shot in the Dark. Did you know that? We are featured on Shot in the Dark on Netflix. Let's see. Can I zoom out? There we go. We are featured on Shot in the Dark. Right there, Netflix. There's a documentary about it. Shot in the Dark. Check it out. Code 20 is ran by Zach Holman. Shot in the Dark is on Netflix. Jimmy Dean? Hey, I don't trust you. You pooped in my closet. Go away. So, anyways, I do have press credentials. I have legitimate press credentials. I have a press badge with my first and last name on it, my employee ID number, and the company I work for. And you can actually call, you can look that company up, you can call them, and you can give them my press credential numbers, or my employee ID number, and they'll tell you exactly who I am and what I am doing. And yeah. But at the same time, I have to follow the law. That's why a lot of times when you see other YouTubers and stuff go out, I'm like, nah, I'm going to sit this one out. It's not that I think they're breaking the law. It's that I also work for a company, and I have to be kind of careful to keep my job with them. So, dude, Jimmy Dean, you are a hyper dog. Anyways.
The sheriff since we got here.
No,
Thank you, Ruben.
My first thought was hearing him talk. It was a little cringeworthy because I thought, oh man, that was not probably the best thing to say. Mm-hmm. But I can't say that he's not doing his job.
Hold on, girl, say it louder for the people in the back.
It was
say it louder for the people in the back.
A little cringeworthy because I thought, oh man, that was not talk.
Here, let's say it one more time, lady. Say it for the people in the back about Sheriff Nanos. Sheriff Nanos, louder for the people in the back.
My first thought was,
I agree.
Hearing him talk, it was a little cringeworthy.
A little?
I thought, oh man, that was not probably the best thing to say. But I can't say that he's not doing his job because I don't know what's happening behind the scenes. Maybe he's
Just
not
saying.
as well media trained. I don't know. But so I can't criticize what he's doing because I don't know what's happening. And that's okay. We should not know everything that's happening. It's really, if it...
Not know
if it,
everything. I agree.
In any way impacts the investigation, if it...
Actually, yes. Emily, yes. You can email me and we can discuss it, and I'll tell you what a friend normally cost. We didn't get him for normal. We got the, hey, you're our sister-in-law, and my wife wants a friend. But normal, yes, I will definitely. You can definitely email me. In the headline, put Jimmy Dean info, so I know what you're talking about. Because I've probably gotten over 100 or 200 emails today, especially since I started this live stream.
Negatively, impacts investigation, or it's giving too much information. Just because people want to know doesn't mean they should. So I'm not gonna. I don't know which way. I don't know if he's doing a good job or a bad job. I just know that it's not necessarily my business, and if I don't like it, then there's the next election.
Right.
But I think it's just he caught off guard with the media, and I understand that there were some things going on there too with his personal life.
Talking about Sheriff Nanos.
Anything else that you want?
She was talking about Sheriff Nanos.
No, other
Anything
than
that
that
hasn't been reported or that people should know?
No, I just hope that people keep thinking about this case. I hope that people will continue to keep especially people in Southern Arizona, keep their eyes open. I can tell you, every time I go out in public, I am looking. It's like I've got Google glasses on, and I'm putting my little AI on faces to see because I feel like I know what this person looks like.
Yep.
As soon as I saw
agree.
the image, I said, "This is how tall he is. This is how much he weighs. He's got bow legs. He's got lady hips." I know exactly what I.
It ain't me because I got dad bod hips.
I don't know him, but I know what this person looks like.
Aww, and Jimmy Dean.
And I think a lot of people kind of figured out. Some people thought it was a woman. I don't think so.
I don't think it's a woman. I think it's a man.
Keep your eyes open, and probably nothing that
I did not hear the 911 call yet.
But I personally am always kind of scanning when I go out. To be honest,
read your chat.
At some point, it will probably stop. I'll start forgetting, but for
I will
now,
in a sec.
Probably smart to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Call 857.
And anybody walking up my driveway is gonna, I'll probably put up signs, no trespassing signs.
Yeah.
Myself, so that I don't.
I'm calling 857.
What is happening?
Hey, I hope you're okay with it, me calling so late, and I have you on speaker on the live stream.
Oh yeah, no worries.
So people keep on talking to me or asking me about this scanner call that you were talking about last night. I know nothing about it. I wasn't watching, and I'm intrigued. Do you have the audio?
It's on my YouTube page on the shorts section. It's only a little clip.
Okay.
But it's pretty. I amplified the audio so because it wasn't really that clear, but now it's really clear, and it clearly says Guthrie's.
Do you care if I play it on my live stream?
Oh, you can play anything, yeah, always, anything. But I think it was a neighbor that called. From what I haven't confirmed from anyone, but a neighbor maybe saw someone running through their backyard. So in context, that's possibly who called, not actually Annie, or I think a neighbor of Annie's called. But there was no follow up to find out what happened, or the police don't report if anything after that. So
okay, so we don't know if it was like a UTL, if they did extra patrols or anything like that.
We don't know anything. I mean, we would have to pull out maybe a FOIA request or something.
Hey, there I am. I see myself on your channel. That's cool. It says Dad's on Live organizes. That's cool, man. I didn't know you put that up. That's awesome.
Didn't see that?
No, I'm gonna watch that one first. Yeah.
Nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, I posted that a while ago.
Just so you know, I don't know if you're watching. We're on live. I don't know if you're watching, but I'm subscribed to your channel. I'm gonna go to all, And I think my viewers should subscribe to you too. So I'm gonna post your link in the chat. I'm gonna post it in the chat a couple times. I'm gonna watch these.
Awesome. So. Yeah, I'll subscribe to yours as well. And don't forget when you come out Friday, bring a shirt.
Yeah, for sure. Oh yes, text me what size you wear. I think they'll be in like tomorrow. So we order the prints online. I tried a couple local companies to make the prints. Put it this way, the prints that we use, like for a cheap printer, is like $10,000, and for a really good one, it's a lot more. So I tried a couple local companies to make my shirts for the prints, where my wife puts the prints on the shirts. Didn't like them, and I found one company that I really like. So they this time around, it's been taking a while to get the shirts in stock or the prints in stock. So, but they should be here tomorrow. Shoot me a text, and I'll bring you a shirt out.
All right, I'm watching. I'll be subscribing.
Hell
Shout
yeah.
out to all the DGL fans, and I'm looking forward to you coming out again.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be back out Saturday morning. I'm gonna drive throughout the night on Friday, and then I should be out there for about a week. So
awesome.
All
right, I'll talk to you later.
Oh, hey, real fast. Someone said something about a neighbor. Is a neighbor being a knucklehead to you guys or what?
You know, there was a couple neighbors, that came over, and I don't think they will anymore, but they were just, like, trying to be, they weren't, like, rude, but they were just, like, kind of sarcastic, like, you guys are still here?
Yes, we are.
And on on Mark's stream, you know, she brought over the sign, and then when we went in, like 2 days ago, she had all of our stuff packed up.
Is that the lady in the black car that JLR was talking to the other day?
I don't know. She's a lady. She has a Wisconsin license plate, so she's like a snowbird. She comes out here, you know, when it's snowing in Wisconsin, and then she'll go back. So, you know, I just, you know, there was a couple that were, annoyed. But there was also equally people that were, like, very nice and you know, talkative, and so it's like just how it goes.
Well, like I told Sue Ellen, she came down and talked to me one day, and it was off the live stream. I wasn't live, I didn't record it, but I was kind of standoffish with her, and she was standoffish with me. But I kind of told her, I said, let me ask you something. Your neighbor just got hurt, bloodied up, and then stolen during the middle of the night. Now, would you feel more comfortable with a camera or less comfortable with the camera out here to catch it? If this person's not caught, would you prefer a camera out here? And I have a dash cam that's constantly recording. I guess neighbors were telling her that I was out there for like 2 to 4 hours at a time. And I told her, I was like, that's not true. I'm out here for like 15 to 30 minutes parked, and then I leave and drive around, and I come back. And I was like, I do park overnight in a no parking zone, but I'm not parking for 2 to 4 hours. It's for like, 15 to 30 minutes. Anyways, and then she started asking who I work for, and she was super nice. She was actually like, actually, you should call this in. You should call that in. I was like, actually, I have. And I showed her the call logs. I was like, I called here, I called there. And at the end of the conversation.
Law enforcement of some sort.
So she has a degree in forensics. She actually went to college for forensics. And that's what she told me. I don't know if she didn't tell me anything about being in law enforcement.
Well, that's what I meant. Yeah, something like that.
So, yeah, she went to college for quote unquote what she told me was forensics, and she didn't tell me what she did for a living or anything like that. But at the end of the conversation, it was like I thought it was like 10 to 15 minutes, but I guess Alex was telling me it was like 45 minutes. I talked to her that day.
You were out there for a long time.
Yeah, she's a sweet old lady, and I ended up giving her my phone number. And at the end of the day, she told me, "Well, I'll tell the other neighbors when they see your truck not to mess with you." And then the very next day, that guy came up in the Toyota, and I got into it with him.
Yeah.
But I'll admit, I was in the wrong. But whatever.
Yeah.
We ain't perfect.
But, the main thing is, like, she was willing to talk with you. Some of the people come in so heated that you can't even talk to them because they just want to get it off their mind that they're upset. They call them NIMBYs, not in my backyard.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. All I know is at the end of the day, Nancy needs to come home, whether she's alive or not.
Exactly.
And I have some of these. I'm going to show it on the live stream while I'm telling you. I have some of these stickers. I'm going to give you like 5 or 10 of them. You can have them. You can hand them out. You can do whatever you want. But the little yellow ribbons, I'm going to give you and Alex some. And you can either give it to your viewers, hand them out in person. I don't care. And I think hopefully that can kind of, even if we're not out there every day, hopefully that can kind of help keep Nancy's hope alive. So.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that'd be good to do to give to one of the news, the Twitter up in your newsroom. I was going to say the KVO studios.
So I got to say this. People keep on asking over and over again about a scrapbook guy. Who is scrapbook guy? What is that?
This crazy. I don't want to say crazy because I don't know if he was, but he was definitely out there. And
okay.
He showed up. Was it yesterday? I'm so behind on days, but I think it was yesterday. And yeah, and he right at the end of JLR stream, he's on JLR stream, but I didn't get him on film, but he came out with a scrapbook, and for like 20 minutes he was following me around trying to talk to me, and I was talking to him, but I was packing up. And, and he was pointing at the neighbors, and he seemed angry, like, why didn't they have cameras? And he was talking about the FBI, and I go, have you called your tips in? And he's like, I can't trust them. I'm not, who do I trust? And he's asking me this. It was weird. And so I finally just said, I'm going up to CVS, if you want to meet me and talk to JLR. And then so he followed us up, and he broke out this scrapbook at this point that had all these pictures and literally filled like a 1980s photo album of pictures. And then he would close it real quick and wouldn't let us see it.
That's weird.
It was weird. Yeah. So if you go to JLR's, the end of his stream yesterday, it's like the last 5 minutes.
Okay. And real quick, I'm going to get off, but if people, if they don't want to click on this link, how can they find you? What's your YouTube channel?
857 Tucson.
Okay. So, and you have a scanner feed running, and then you've also been providing Nancy Guthrie coverage, correct?
Yep.
So, you're the guy.
I do the court in the morning as well.
Cool. So if you guys want to go check him out, go shoot him a follow. I'm going to spam the link in the chat here in a minute. But all right, I appreciate it, bro. Yep.
All right, Jacob. Thank you. See you soon.
All right, I'll see you soon. Bye. Hold on one sec, guys. Sorry, I was giving the dog back to my wife so he can go potty. Okay, so I want to watch this first. I know I'm kind of being like all about dancing on live, but I didn't see this. Let's see. Some footage and stuff for news stations like yourself. And I didn't want to leave without doing something because it's kind of been pulling pretty tight on my heartstrings. We all have mothers, we all have grandmothers. My grandma was actually about the same age as Nancy when she died. So this one has been kind of emotional for me. So, and I called my buddy, he's got a channel called 857 Tucson, and some footage and stuff for news stations like yourself. And I didn't want. That's cool. Okay, well.
Code 16. In Sam 11, that's returning to a Honda Accord, 1999, Arlene and Helicopters. It looks like the 20s out of Nogales.
What?
I think it could be a Honda Accord.
What?
494. 594.
I'm posting this in the chat.
We're on the phone with the comp. She's saying that through the cameras, the suspects went in through the back.
You guys can watch
the cameras were working as soon as they got inside. The cameras stopped working. Unknown if they are still inside.
What the fuck?
Comp does want us to check the interior if we are able to.
What
Sir,
the
we need to make
hell?
sure that the daughter is.
My screen is blocking it. There. Let's replay this. Let me refresh. What?
Code 16. In Sam 11, that's returning to a Honda Accord, 1999, Arley and Nancy Guthrie. It looks like the 20s out of Nogales. It could be a Honda Accord.
What the? Why hasn't this been released?
4-9-4.
Why does it
594.
Why does it take a freaking YouTuber to release
We're on the phone
this?
with the comp. She's saying that through the cameras, the suspects went in through the back. The cameras were working. As soon as they got inside, the cameras stopped working. Unknown if they are still inside.
As soon
Comp does
whoa,
want us to check the
Wi-Fi
interior
jammer.
if we are able to.
Sir, we need to make sure that the daughter is.
Hell, dude.
Code 16. In Sam 11, that's returning to a Honda Accord, 1999, Arley and Nancy Guthrie.
I'm going to show you in a little bit why I
It
don't
looks
trust the
like the
sheriff.
20s out of Nogales. It could be a Honda Accord.
Four 9-4.
594.
We're on the phone with the comp. She's saying that through the cameras, the suspects went in through the back. The cameras were working. As soon as they got inside, the cameras stopped working. Unknown if they are still inside. Comp does want us to check the interior if we are able to.
Sir, we need to make sure that the daughter is.
Oh my god. Annie's house last night. Yes, somebody asked earlier if I'm going to go back to chasing calls in Bakersfield. Yes, not right now, but yes, I will. Holy cow.
Code 16.
I'm going to do it one more
In
time.
Sam 11, that's returning to a Honda Accord, 1999, Arley and Nancy Guthrie. It looks like the 20s out of Nogales.
Annie Guthrie's, okay.
It could
I
be a
heard
Honda
Annie
Accord.
Guthrie's. So this is at Annie's house. So maybe I was right for going by Annie's house over and over
594.
again.
We're on the phone with the comp. She's saying that through the cameras, the suspects went in through the back. The cameras were working. As soon as they got inside, the cameras stopped working. Unknown if they are still inside. Comp does want us to check the interior if we are able to.
Sir, we need to
Wi-Fi
make sure that
jammer.
the daughter is.
Huh. No, they said Annie Guthrie's. I heard. We'll play it one more time. Let's play it one more time. I heard Annie Guthrie's.
Code 16. In Sam 11, that's returning to a Honda Accord,
Listen.
1999, Arley and Nancy Guthrie.
I thought
It
they
looks
said
like the 20s out of Nogales.
Annie Guthrie's. At Annie Guthrie's.
It could be a Honda Accord.
4-9-4.
594.
We're on the phone with the comp. She's saying that through the cameras, the suspects went in through the back. The cameras were working. As soon as they got inside, the cameras stopped working, unknown if they are still inside. Comp does want us to check the interior if we are able to.
Sir, we need to make sure that the daughter is.
Oh man, that's wild. What do you guys think? It's a Honda CRV, not an Accord. No car tag. Came back to Annie. It sounds like I think Annie called it in. I don't know if that was at Annie's. I don't know when that happened. Huh.
Code 16. In Sam 11, that's returning to a Honda Accord, 1999, Arlene and Heli
Let's see.
Guthrie.
Can we hear it one more time?
It looks like the 20s out of Nogales. It could be a Honda Accord.
It could be a Honda Accord. I'm also
Or
a little
94.
sunburnt. Look.
594.
We're on the phone with the comp. She's saying that through the cameras, the suspects went in through the back. The cameras were working. As soon as they got inside, the cameras stopped working, unknown if they are still inside. Comp does want us to check the interior if we are able to.
Sir, we need to make sure that the daughter is.
What the heck, dude? Okay. Let me pause that. So, was that at Annie Guthrie's? Also, a lot of people said that the sheriff said that this is not related. I do not know. I couldn't tell you if that was related or not. The vehicle is coming back to a 1999 Honda Accord, not that the vehicle was a 99 Honda Accord. They're just saying that the plates on the vehicle is registered to a 1999 Accord, but it doesn't say anything that the plates belong to the vehicle. So when you swap out the plates, it's called cold-plated. Could have been cold-plated vehicle. I want to show you guys something. I'll make this a little bit smaller. I'm going to show you guys my files. Go to pictures, downloads, okay. So, I'm going to show you guys something real quick. Let me, I'm going to add a source. A lot of people ask me how I feel about Nanos. Display capture. Okay. I don't want that. No. We're going to delete that. Hold on. I want to show you guys something real quick. It's window capture. There we go. Window. I don't know how you guys feel about this. Oh. We're going to delete that. Delete, yes. We're going to add this. I want to show you guys something real quick. This is what I feel. This is, a lot of people are asking me how I feel about Nanos. Well, I'm going to read this to you guys. Somebody sent this to me. El Paso police officer suspended. A police officer, this is in April 9th, 1982. A police officer who was relieved of duty when a robbery suspect he arrested wound up in the hospital was given a 15-day suspension on Wednesday in connection with the incident. Patrolman Chris Nanos, 26 years old. No, 26. 26 years old, a 6-year police veteran, was believed or was relieved of duty without pay several hours after. I'm going to cut some of the words out. After the incident that sent Carlos Urias, 34, to the hospital with head injuries. Nanos' suspension is retroactive to that day, and he will return to work on this weekend or Monday. Wow, Nanos, what's going on? What's up with this, brother? 26 years old. You arrested somebody and then you had to go to the hospital. Okay, whatever. You beat someone up. Let's play this one. Let's play another one. Let me show you guys another one. Whoa, what's this, dude? Robbery suspect files charges. Charges have been filed with police by the victim of an alleged police assault that resulted in the Monday suspension of patrolman Chris Nanos. So the guy Carlos actually pressed assault charges against Nanos. Okay. Well, maybe that's just a one-off. Okay, whatever. That's just got to be a one-off. Okay. Oh, what's this? Let's see. I'm gonna add another one. Window capture. Check this out. What's this? Maybe I'm just like overworried. Ooh. Okay, everyone gets in trouble for tardy. These are like write-ups. Unnecessary force. Just something not sustained deposition. Okay. Deregulation of duty. Okay. Excessive force, 1981. Excessive force, 1982. Is this normal to have this many in like excessive forces? Well, let's see what's this one over here. I'm just curious. I'm gonna go back to Arizona. I'm gonna go to jail. He's gonna arrest me for showing this. Watch. I'm gonna get in trouble for this. You guys think I'm going to get in trouble for this? Maybe now just get mad at me? What's this one? Violate department orders. Okay, that's in 77. Civil suit against city, auto accident. Okay, whatever. Abusive language, whatever. Off-duty conduct / threats. Shots fired, 1979. 1979, okay, 7/3/79 shots fired. 7/5, which is July 5th, 1979. He got in trouble for police brutality. October 2nd, 1979, shots fired. I don't know. Somebody sent that to me, and they asked me, do you really trust Nanos? People can change, but then again, I don't know. What do you guys think? Did you guys know about that? What do you guys think? How do you guys feel about that? I'm not like I don't know. Maybe that's AI, maybe that's real, maybe it's not. What do you guys think? Oh, good idea. Okay. Actually, this is a good idea. Internet jury, and this is a perfect explanation. Internet jury says, let's compare. If people hold this against Nanos, why not hold a long history of bad behavior? Like JLR. Just asking, does one's past matter or not? Simply something to think about. Well, I'm going to say this, and I'm friends with JLR. JLR's past sucks. But the difference is I think JLR proved that he's a changed person. I know JLR personally now, and JLR, if you're watching this, I think you're a changed person. I don't think that you are the same. I don't think you have the same mentality that you had when you were convicted of those charges. But Nanos, do I think Nanos is going to go out and catch a robbery suspect and beat him up on the way to the jail? I don't. So I think that Nanos has also changed. But here's the thing. here, let me tell you this. Okay. I can call JLR. Well, I don't know if I can call him right now because it's like kind of late in Florida. I'm in California. He's in Florida. Time difference. But I can look at JLR face to face and I can say, do you have a past? JLR will say, I have a past. And I'm only saying this because JLR said it on his live stream with me sitting next to him. He will say, I am a felon. And he will talk about his past. I have not seen Nanos sit down and say, look, I did this in my past. I don't know. So the difference between JLR and Nanos is I watched JLR talk on a live stream about his past, and JLR owns his past. Now, my question is, does Nanos own his past? I don't know. I have a past. I used to drink and drive. I used to drive drunk all over my hometown. I put everybody's life in danger. And I did some things I'm not so proud of in the past. So I'm not saying that having a past is bad. Sometimes you live and you learn. You correct your wrongdoing and you do the right thing. But my question is, there you go. Nanos never admitted he was wrong. I agree. When you point one finger at one, you have four fingers pointing back at you. Dad's Gone Live has a DUI. I drove drunk. I got a DUI. I could have killed somebody. Thankfully, I just got a DUI. But yes, I used to, when I was like 18 years old, I used to steal car radios. Did you guys know that? I never got in trouble for it. You would never have known if I didn't tell you. When I was like 17 or 18 years old, me and my friends would go around and steal car radios. And it all changed one day when I went to go open a car door and take a radio out, and there was a baby in the back seat. I swear to God, that's my past. I used to steal car radios, and I used to drive drunk. Well, I quit stealing car radios when I saw a car running with a baby sitting in the back seat. Didn't know what I was thinking. And then the next thing was I got a DUI when I was about 21. That was my past. I'm 33 years old now. If you don't like me for it, don't watch. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, I have a past too. JLR follows God. He's not afraid to show it. Yeah, that's good. So, but my question is, did Nanos own his wrongdoings? I own mine. JLR owns his. Did Nanos ever publicly acknowledge, like, hey, man, I fucked up, and I'm not going to do that again? I don't know. So, whoa, I agree. Just something to think about. But, and you know what, internet jury? I like you because you actually asked me a question and put me on the spot, and you made me think, and I respect that a lot. So I actually, when I see your name pop up, I'm probably going to try to read yours first, only because I want to be challenged. But one thing he refuses to discuss in this case, which I already read this comment, and I have no idea about this. I actually don't know about this, so I can't confirm this yet. Discussing this case is how he was convicted of harassing a friend of the Guthries too close to home. I don't know. Okay. 10-8 investigations. Did you know in SF, I'm assuming that's San Francisco, if we point our duty weapon on a suspect, we have to fill out a use of force report. If you point your weapon to a suspect, you have to fill out a use of force report. Could be a felony stop, homicide suspect, or even a DV suspect. Just saying. I did not know that. I had no idea. Betty, Jacob, I truly believe Nanos is involved in illegal activities that Nancy still knows about and that still is blackmailing Nanos to cover this up. So you think Nanos was doing some illegal stuff and Nancy knew about it? I don't know. Actually, hey, JLR's the GOAT. He's a new man. Hey, so I'm not standing up for the stuff that JLR did. What I'm standing up for is the Jelly Roll story. JLR did bad things. Shame on you, JLR. JLR fixed himself and became a good person. Good job. I'll applaud that. Jelly Roll used to be a drug dealer. Shame on you, Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll fixed himself and became the man he is today. Good job, Jelly Roll. Bunny, Jelly Roll's wife, used to be a prostitute. Shame on you, Bunny. But she changed her way. She's no longer that. She became a model. Well, if you watch the videos, you know them like I do. She'll laugh. She's like, I'm not really a housewife. But she became a really good wife and a really good person. And they both follow God, and I applaud that. So it's not about how bad you do in life, as long as you don't hurt children or kill anybody. It's about redeeming yourself. We all make mistakes. We all mess up. I've got friends that are ex-drug dealers and stuff like that. So I'm not going to be like, oh, Nanos, you used to blah, blah, blah. You did this. What I want to know is, did Nanos acknowledge his wrongdoing? And is he a better man now? I don't know. I don't know anything about Nanos. What's up? Says DA Dreamer, the Dreamer. You're talking about most of us, yes. Anyone can correct their behavior, but his personality does not fit the job he does. I agree. You still get bad advice from Jelly Roll. Yeah, well, some people do, some people don't. Okay, let's see. Okay, hold on. SWAT went in and arrested the family, but kept it quiet about finding Nancy because more people were involved. Have you not noticed how calm her family had been? Yeah. You look like you're from Philly? Well, I'm sorry, but I'm from Cali. I'm from California. The thing that jumped out to me on the last paper you showed was the gambling. Who else is a gambler? Whoa. Did I say a gambling thing and I didn't show it? I didn't read it? Excessive force, tardiness, 6 of force, off-duty incident. Was there gambling on there? Did I not read it? Information. I don't know, dude. Holy cow. I don't see the gambling part. I'm sorry. Huh. All right. I will be right back. I got to go use the restroom. I've been drinking water. When I talk a lot, I drink water. You guys don't normally see it because I'm standing behind a camera, but I usually have a water bottle in my back pocket. So I'm going to go take a leak, and I'm going to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Yes. Yes, I watched it. I watched Brian Hinton's video today. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're good. Glitch. The chat will keep on going. He can take as long as he needs. Streamers give enough of their time to us. Thankfully I have a bathroom down here too. We have 2 bathrooms in this house. Hope in Jesus, when did that take place? When did what take place? Let me see. Okay, life flight was called, and there was record of a 84-year-old woman being rescued. I heard about that. I actually need to call JLR about that because I don't know anything about it. Off-duty conduct, gambling. Oh, is that what it was? Okay, let me read it. Yeah, but you know what? I can't shame him for that because I've gone to the Hard Rock Casino and gambled. Didn't we hear someone else has a gambling problem too? Yeah, Tommaso, I think. Is it Tommaso? Also, real fast, 2,132 votes. 35% say don't go back to Tucson. 65% says yes. We will be going back to Tucson as of now. I saw a line with gambling. I think a day 1 suspension. That's returning to a 99 Honda Accord. That's returning, meaning they were checking a license plate. Yes. Did you check to see if you lost any weight? I'm down about 4 pounds. 84-year-old woman, someone said 84-year-old woman was a month ago. Did the mainstream media feel like the streamers stepped in on their toes? And was it already arranged that someone in mainstream media would break the case? I don't know. I don't know. That's weird, right? I'm going to post my link tree real quick. That way, if you guys want to follow my other media, if you guys want to follow my other social media platforms, you guys can. So we're going to pin our link tree in the chat. So we're going to end the poll. So 2,145 votes. Should Dadsy on Live go back to Tucson and provide more coverage while also searching remote dirt roads? 65% said yes, 35% said no. It looks like a landslide. We are going back to Tucson. You can't drive past the casino without tossing 10 in the slots. Anyway, just brought that up because everyone has a history. Sometimes what's on paper has a longer history, and sometimes it doesn't. By the way, been watching for 3 years. You live in Lancaster. Internet jury. Email me, dadsyonlive@gmail.com. In the headline, put free sticker and then give me your YouTube channel name. And if you want a free sticker, make sure you give me your mailing address. I'll mail you out 2 of these stickers. These are bumper stickers. They can go on your car. You can put them on like this or this. I don't care. However you want to put them. I'm going to put mine on like this on my back window. I'm not going to put Dadsy on Live because I am Dadsy on Live. But I do want to put the sticker, the Nancy sticker up. Thank you so much, Internet Jury. I appreciate you. Jelly Roll is not a rap. Robin. He is a rapper. Did you know that? Listen right here. Listen.
Chatted up, talking about 16.5 for a half a
Jelly Roll
buck,
back in the
and
day.
I ain't tripping. I stick it in the stomach. I make the
Jelly
bitch
Roll.
sick. I put that on my mama life. Yeah, I live this.
He originally
Everything I
started
spit
rapping.
this, you probably think I ripped this.
That's Jelly Roll. Did you know that, Robin? That's Jelly Roll. I'm not going to play too much of it. Listen, we'll play
In
this.
Sam 11, that's returning to a Honda Accord, 1999.
Listen.
Arlene and Heli Guthrie. It looks like the 20s out of Nogales.
It could be a Honda Accord.
Four to 9-4.
594.
We're on the phone with the comp. She's saying that through the cameras, the suspects went in through the back.
CD, comeback dog.
The cameras were working. As soon as they got inside, the cameras stopped working. Unknown if they are still inside. Comp does want us to check the interior if we are able to.
Jennifer.
We need to make sure that the daughter is.
So you don't. Okay, Tammy says, I want your guys' thoughts. because your guys' input today is going to affect what I do tomorrow or on Friday. Go back, but not dirt roads out in the boonies. That doesn't help Nancy. They wouldn't waste their time taking her way out there. Okay. Oh, is it St. Patrick's Day? Not yet for me, but that's awesome.
Code 16. In Sam 11, that's returning to a Honda Accord, 1999, Arley and Nancy Guthrie. It looks like the 20s out of Nogales.
Okay.
It could be a.
Yeah, that may have been on the police scanner last night. Okay. So, Nancy Guthrie update. I like watching this with you guys. FBI veteran breaks silence on Nancy Guthrie investigation. Ooh, let's hear this.
So I'm joined today by former FBI executive Catherine Schweit. She spent over 2 decades at the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and she spent the majority of her career investigating complex criminal networks, and more recently a kidnapping case similar to the one that was yesterday. Who said to me that
I mean,
that this was just a break-in gone wrong, and I'm wondering what your opinion is on that.
Yeah, the SAC certainly, like all of us, we all have our opinions. I don't think this was a random hit. You don't come to a house completely covered over. I mean, certainly the concept that it could have been that there's a backpack, and the backpack is something that you can load your loot into and get out. You think there might be a camera. So kind of a random house to just be hitting. It's certainly not without the realm of possibility. And I will say this, when I talk about, I think it's valuable to put the timeline together and present it to the public, because the public, this person or these people are interacting every day with the person or the people who did this, and they're going to tell that those signs are going to be there. But could this have been could it have been any of these other theories? I think the right answer for law enforcement is all these other theories are there. But I would say the SAC from our former SAC from our Phoenix office clearly has a little bit more inside baseball than you or I do. So perhaps there is some information that he has that makes him think maybe this was a burglary gone bad.
Why not?
It's just as possible. But I would say this, if you were going to burglarize somebody and you encountered an individual in the house, and even if it turned sour and the person was killed, why would you take the body away? You just wouldn't. I mean, I don't want to say you wouldn't, like it's so absolute, but it's just not likely. And sometimes Occam's razor applies here. What is the most logical?
I accidentally did this. Can I get help?
I'm going to ask you the question on everybody's mind, amongst the many in the media. How did these people conduct this crime, and how did they get away with it?
How you doing?
Considering all of the resources at the disposal of the FBI.
I think for the FBI, for local law enforcement, they're always looking back at what happened. The advantage that a criminal has is that they look forward. And so they had planned something, one or more people planned something and did it. I think that this didn't turn out to be what they planned, because if it was a ransom and kidnapping, they of course wanted to get something out of it.
Thanks for subscribing.
And whether they chose to return the victim or not, or identify where the victim is or not, their intent was to get something out of it, and they haven't gotten that. And that means that they didn't plan very well on what they wanted to do. But now law enforcement is in a situation where they always have to look backwards and say, what can we find out? What did we miss? Who else can help us to gather the information better?
Based on what's come out regarding the crime scene, obviously, the video of the masked man on the Ring doorbell or the Nest camera, signs of struggle in the house, blood on the front porch. What do you think, what do you think this looked like as it was being carried out? Do you think multiple people were involved, multiple people were at the house, maybe someone came in from the back door, someone came in from the front?
I want to know. I want to know what she says.
Of your best theory?
Do you think there's multiple people? You guys tell me.
I love that you use the word theory, right? Because that's really all it is, right? It's a theory. Even law enforcement doesn't have a great hasn't pieced it together. But from what I see, having worked, in law enforcement for a long time, it's very clear that this was a planned event, and that somebody or one or more people went into the house certainly there could have been somebody from the back, but there's not really any logical reason why you have to go into different entrances. You come in the front. Eventually, what you're trying to do is get a person out of there. So I think that they went in, confronted, removed Nancy Guthrie from the building, and you can see from the blood that's splattered. Maybe it's not. Maybe it was a striking blow to the face.
Truth Seeker. Oh, you became a member again. Thank you. That's
prompted
awesome.
like a nosebleed,
for
instance. That's the blood splatter
Thank you,
as
Truth
opposed
Seeker.
to like just a big stream
always
of
pay
blood
month to
or
month. Oh, that's
dragging
cool.
somebody. So
I don't
think
blame
it's
you.
that.
I appreciate it, though.
There was a bit of a struggle, and she went out the front door.
I just got so used to seeing your
then
name in
maybe
green.
what
I was
they
like, no,
planned to
not
do,
green. What happened?
Turned sour right away. Maybe that she passed away. Clearly, they weren't able to find a way to get a legitimate ransom note to somebody. So that's where all the plans fell apart.
Well, one thing that's interesting is that, even with the resources at the disposal of the FBI and the Pima County Sheriff's Office, they haven't been able to track these individuals. I mean, multiple ransom notes were sent to media outlets in Phoenix, and we even got some here. And it seems like these people knew what they were doing.
Hold on. But did you get... Hey, thank you so much, Tina, for becoming a member. Did you guys get any more ransom notes, TMZ? You tell me. Did you get more? What do you think? Are there more ransom notes? What do you guys think? Hey, also, if you guys want... We don't have to go down dirt roads. We got 2,200 votes. If you guys want to vote, whether I go back to Tucson or not, you guys can vote in the chat.
Considering they haven't been tracked. But when you look at the sophistication of these ransom letters and how they plan to receive the money through cryptocurrency, it seems like they're educated. It seems like they know what they're doing. But on the other hand, if you look at this video from the Nest doorbell, this guy's kind of walking around.
I hate how it does that, dude.
Nanos'
first news briefing, he says they. Now he says he. But then he says, our theory hasn't changed. You said they, now you say he. Your theory didn't change, but your words did.
Covering the camera with his hand, picking up shrubs from the front yard. What does that tell you about the people that carried this out?
I know that when you write a story, I mean, I write now, I'm an author now. When you write a story, you write the sophistication into the activities, and you see it in the movies, and you think, oh, those criminals are so crafty. But in my experience, and most law enforcement would tell you, criminals are pretty dumb. They just are pretty dumb.
I agree.
And they don't really think everything out, and they actually can't always plan on everything. And even if this person planned this kidnapping and maybe plan to do something else or another criminal activity or has done crime before.
If you guys want to have a say so.
This person is leading two lives, at least leading two lives, right? The way that they make their money every day and the family that they're around and the friends that they're around. And then this...
Okay, this says, shh, this says my real name. So anonymous person, because it says this person's real name. Somebody just sent me $20 over Cash App, says, thanks for all you do. Shh, this says my real name. Thank you so much, real name. Guys, thank you. I didn't expect that. That was very generous. Thank you so much for the $20 on Cash App.
Idea that I'm going to get rich quick by doing this kidnapping, whether one or more people have done that. So when they choose to do that, they're leading that double life. And what we're really looking for is somebody who has managed to piece together what appeared to be a great crafty crime, but probably isn't. Because if it was such a great and crafty crime, they would be in the Bahamas right now with all their money, and they're not. Result.
What is the most logical result to you?
That she was taken mistakenly. She was taken. The kidnapping wasn't really very successful. The kidnapper had a struggle with her, and maybe she passed away, and that's why it's been so long. If every kidnapping requires that you give somebody something so you can get the money that you want.
Right.
And if there was a body or a person that they were able to return,
I think she died during the struggle.
I think that they would be asking for a way to get money from somebody, and they're just too clumsy to have been able to do that successfully. And now they're down the road trying to figure out what to do, or whether, and safer for them to just walk away from the situation.
Now, there's something to be said about, even unfortunately, Savannah Guthrie has gone on social media and has openly expressed that she is considering the possibility that Nancy, her mother, is no longer with us.
Yes, she has done that. She said that several times.
In some ransom and demand letters, it seems like that sentiment's almost echoed.
House. He's at his mom's.
Why wouldn't they just say, look, she's passed away, but give us money and we'll tell you where the body is? You know, if she's dead and buried somewhere.
Yeah, she left the house alive and auctioned.
Why couldn't that be a financial incentive for them still? Why have they gone completely quiet, do you think?
I think it's a hot potato, right? Somebody who's in a position where, you know, they may have put think of the physicality of it. They even if Miss Guthrie has passed away and they think, oh,
Obviously,
I could get the money back. How I could get some money from them anyway. They might not be able to actually safely convey that information. And they have to figure out a way to convey it. And maybe they're in a situation where they can't really contact somebody safely because of who they're around. That's what I'm saying about people being around them. So it's a circumstance that what really needs to happen is this is very typical of
in a freezer.
Thousands of cases out there right now where we think of them as cold cases because we need the public's help to give us some pieces of information. And oftentimes criminals, being dumb, give the tell. They leave the backpack. They make some comment to somebody. They just kind of can't help themselves. And that's when somebody needs to do the phone call.
Raymond,
1-800-CALL-FBI. They need to make the calls because that's how these kind of cases, all of our top 10 cases are broken when somebody calls in.
Okay, so these cases are usually solved by someone just saying something, or knowing they know someone and they've observed some really suspicious behavior. Maybe they're coming back from work really late, or maybe they were gone missing for a week, and then okay, interesting.
Stop and think about it, right? The public needs to kind of stop and think, hey, could this be? I see that person. I live with somebody who's that size, or my neighbor is somebody that size. Hey, I remember, and they need to put some things together. That doesn't mean law enforcement isn't working what it can with regard to DNA possibilities and the gathering of the blood, the blood splatters inside the house. What might have been found inside the house.
You guys can't hear me?
We don't have the audio from the camera, for instance, if there is audio. So those kinds of pieces of information law enforcement may be working on behind the scenes, and they
don't talk over an interviewer playing what's all the noise. If I have to talk, otherwise you get copyrighted. I have to talk. I have to add my own input. I get it, but if you want to just watch the YouTube, the live stream, the video without me, I'm gonna give you the link. If you don't want to hear me talking, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you the link, and you can do the research yourself, and you can watch the video. There it is. I have to have talk. I have to talk. So I have to talk. So if I don't talk while we're playing another video, I'm gonna get copyrighted.
It should be.
And my channel can be taken down, so I have to be careful.
But they're not going to release those to the public. There's no benefit to release those to the public unless there's a reason, right? And clearly there isn't a reason.
I don't have a choice.
If they had a voice, they would have released it.
You've worked kidnapping cases before, and I want to know, in your experience, when something is planned like this, these criminals have a target.
Yep, YouTube and their pew-pew rules.
What's the time frame for their planning, or how long are they scoping
I
out
have
the
to
house
talk
for?
constantly.
Were they tracking Nancy Guthrie's movements? Were they watching her on social media? Can you talk to us about that?
Well, you never know what's going on in the mind of a particular criminal, right? But in general, I will say I worked an 88-year-old kidnapping victim who was taken in the middle of the night from her home in Wisconsin.
Oh, wow.
And in that case, that was a subject who had familiarity with the family and had tried to, in fact, kidnap somebody else, we think, from the family, and that didn't turn out successfully. Whatever the circumstances were, we weren't quite able to piece that
Thanks,
together.
Southern B.
But we
Thank
were
you.
able to find our 88-year-old victim alive 4 days later. So it's very urgent afterwards, but before it could take surveillance.
Check 857's freezer. I don't think 857's the perp, dude. Come on, bro.
Of a month or 2 months or 3 months, because it's not only just acting to kidnap somebody, but it's also, what do I do with them when I get them, and what kind of materials do I need to conduct that, and in phone lines that are cut, or doorbells that are rung and see whether somebody answers.
No
to
problem.
see whether there are
No problem, Jack. We only had it twice on our news. You only had it on the news twice? What the hell?
security cameras. I mean, this is a clumsy guy. He didn't know there was a security camera right there at the front door.
Ms. Schwartz, I have one more question for you. You've been fantastic, and thank you so much for joining me today. At what point does this become a cold case? I mean, it's been 41 days. She's been missing.
What point does this become a cold case?
Have been released to the public from the FBI.
When they run out of leads, of course.
At what point do all leads go cold?
I think it's really when we ask him whether or not.
I think Drunk James sounds really suspicious. I think they need to look at Drunk James. They need to bring him in for questioning.
This case is cold. I think you have to look at it the other way. It's never cold until people stop.
Mark the Shark is the perp? I don't think Mark the Shark is the perp either. I was there the day Mark the Shark showed up. I don't think he's a perp, man.
Calling in. So right now, if I was running this case, I would just hold a press conference. I'd lay out all the facts and details again, like we do in a top 10 case or another case where we need the public's help, and say, here's what we know from here to here, and give that opportunity for that to be passed around over social media and let everybody see it, all the information all at once, and be very forthcoming about what you have and what you need. Then it's not a cold case anymore.
Ms. Schwartz, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate your time.
Well, thank you. You can find everything Catherine Schweit at Kate Schweit. That's my social media handle.
Oh, that's cool.
KATESCHWEIT. And I did release a new book, true crime book, called Women Who
133,000 views. Look, 133,000 views on this. This is only 8 hours old. 133,000 views. TMZ. Some people were saying that they think TMZ was told not to release any more info on ransoms. Mark the Shark, too ADHD to do this. I'm too ADD and ADHD, and he's too ADHD. Yeah. So, anyways, you want to hear what I have to say about Sheriff Nanos? Okay. When it comes to Sheriff Nanos' past and his records, all the records I see are from like the 80s and earlier. So that makes me think that he cleaned his act up and learned how to act on patrol. We all do dumb stuff when we're young, and we all make mistakes. So let's look around. Let's get past that. My thought today on Sheriff Nanos, I think he's wrong by not letting the FBI fully take over this case. I think that he's not very fond of media. And I think that transparency is key. Now, I understand that you can't release all the information on a case, but I also think you should release a little bit more, and you should communicate with media more. When baby Emmanuel was taken or unalived by his own parents, the sheriff did so much more media. Did so much more with the media. So Sheriff Nanos, I challenge you to communicate with the media. What else do I think? I don't know. That's all I can say right now is I think that he's not communicating with the media blackout. There's something going on with no search parties. There's a reason why Luke Daley's search warrant is sealed. And I don't know. I want to find out, but as of right now, I don't know. I'm very curious. I want to know why. Why are things being handled the way they are? Sheriff Nanos. I think Sheriff Nanos has a ego problem. Isn't Nanos like 70? I think he's pretty old. This Nanos acts defensive and drunk, says Miss Mandy. Aaron Cross for sheriff. Oh my gosh, blocked. James. What about James? A lot of people are asking about James. Well, I don't know. Do you think Nanos is a foot guy? I don't know. Nanos recently had issues with another sheriff or another cop named Cross. I know nothing about that. Nanos knows what happened, doesn't want to be disappeared. Just come to my funeral. Bingo. Single guy. It's easy to see why you're single. Move on, freak boy. Ooh. Huh. Interesting. Oh, wow. Lux info sealed. Okay, wow. Nanos knows more than he's letting on. FBI lady would go on to say that law enforcement can't solve crimes without public's help. But how can we help if they hold back everything? I couldn't tell you. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, do you guys want me to do more live streams from home? What do you guys want me to do? What do you want me to do? Should we do more live streams in the studio? What do you guys want? The former ex-sergeant. I don't know about Bobcat. I don't know who that is. I meant to say that everyone holds things differently per emotions, per jurisdiction, per species, but this is so off. Nanos doesn't know how to speak in public. I think Nanos has a thing for feet. Foot nose Nanos. My answer to the poll is what your family wants. My family's okay with me going. They're just thankful to have me home when I am home. Better in Tucson, but definitely we're not here. We're not there than from home. Okay. Does your channel do what you want? Okay. So I will try to do a live stream tomorrow night in the studio. I'll try to do like an hour-long live stream. Okay. And we'll talk about any updates. All right, guys. It is now 11:18. We've been live for about 3 hours. So I'm going to say goodnight. God bless. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to go ahead and end this one now. I appreciate y'all. Good night. God bless. Wife and kids, they're cool with it. They just wanted me in town for a little bit. So if they had their way, I would be home 24/7, and none of us would ever have to work. We would just go travel and have fun and camp. But unfortunately, I have to work. So we've been live for 3 hours. I'll try to do a little live stream tomorrow night. Good night. God bless. And as always, thanks for watching. I think she might be in a freezer. That's my theory. I think they didn't know how to dispose of her, so they put her in a freezer. So good night. God bless, guys. I'll catch you all on the next one. Much love.